Sunday going to meeting time. That's why I got my suit on. Fam, you know what? Here's the thing. In order for us to continue to dominate, we got to first win the West. If we're not the best in the West, then who are we? So, I thought about this. You know what? How did they do? The Hawks, the Cardinals, the Rams. Who best in the West? Free agency week, the 49ers ranking versus NFC West. Actually, it's a question that's kind of easily answered, but let's go ahead and look at some of the facts and some of the arms that have been added to the certain foes. Bam, now that things have tapered off, though, from last week's free agent frenzy, the question is, did the Niners beat out their NFC West foes, right? Which team is currently winning the arms race pre-draft? Man, that draft is really, when you think about the draft, it's just, there's like every year, there's particular groups that are stronger than others. And understand, the offensive line group is nice this year. The wide receiver crop, nice. Actually, secondary is not that big of a deal. Running backs are not bad. Understand also, But anyway, today we'll go to the phones for your take on the results of the Niners 2024 free agency pickups and the competitive impact it may have versus the rest of the NFC West. Are we the best in the rest? Hey, Kim. Okay, San Francisco 49ers key additions, Leonard Floyd, Uter Gross Matos. Where is he from? I got to check. Does that sound Greek? I think it is, huh? Jordan Elliott, Malik Collins, Isaac Yidium. And, the thing that worries, I've looked into Yidium more because I got all excited from him initially. Do you know that this is his 5th team in 6 seasons? How come? Okay, you know what? We'll find out. Key re-signings, of course, OG, offensive guard, John Feliciano. Fam, you know what? When you check into some of these guys, their past before they came to us, it can be really interesting. After allowing 3 sacks and committing 6 penalties as a full-time starter for the Giants, and this is in 2022, this is per Pro Football Focus, Feliciano joined the Niners in free agency last year, as you know. I didn't know who it was, didn't pay much attention. No. Who pays attention to the Giants? And so he's a 9-year veteran. Did begin the 2023 campaign as a starter for us. But remember, some of us did have something new about him, apparently, because some people said Feliciano will be starting by the time the season starts. I thought Spencer Burford had that all wrapped up, since he had a pretty good rookie year, right? He didn't allow, but as a starter, that was 2023, but he didn't allow a single sack in 7 starts that he made with us. Sit down, Spencer Burford. Who knew? And the money John will hit the salary cap with isn't likely that exorbitant. And Feliciano was pretty much familiar with the scheme with the 49ers, and he played some of the best football of his career after entering the starting lineup last year. He's also versatile with the ability to play both guard spots and center. I'm thinking he's talking about this is his swan song. He's leaving after this year. How old is John? He's not that old, actually. I don't think he's any older than Trent Williams. Yeah, if we do well this year, John may have to consider staying around at least a couple of years. John, get yourself a 3-year contract, man. Yeah. Colton McKivitz has been re-signed. Brandon Allen, George Odom. This is supposedly key, especially George Odom. Brandon Allen, I don't know what to say about him. I don't know how you feel about Brandon. I haven't seen enough of him to make any. One thing I do not do with quarterbacks is start saying things before I see him play. And we didn't see him play much. Did he play in preseason? Maybe a couple of snaps, right? Key departures: Sam Darnold, Isaiah Oliver, Cleveland Farrell, Eric Armstead. Niners allocated resources to beef up that, signing both Leonard Floyd, that defensive line, Yetur Gross-Matos. Fam, Floyd is actually been doing a lot better than, I don't know if you've been tracking him as well. Floyd is an elite company with only 3 players with at least 9 sacks each of the last 3 seasons. Along with 2023 Defensive Player of the Years, Myles Killerman Garrett, and Pro Bowler Hassan Reddick, Gross Matos is a former second-round pick of the Carolina Panthers. Who knew? Second-round pick. He didn't play up to that pedigree, though. Not in Charlotte, he didn't. But then again, Chris Kasurik can make a man out of boys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if he can unlock him like they did Charles Omenihu. Remember Charles Omenihu came to us, same kind of thing. Texas says, all right, we're giving up on Omenihu. Hey, send him to San Francisco, man. They'll give us a deal. Yeah, you want Omenihu, you got him. Wouldn't it be great if this guy came over and resembled Omenihu? He's got attributes. He's got size. He's got speed. He's athletic. And also, and Collins. Malik also adds depth to the defensive line. 49ers tried to sign Eric Kendricks to serve as insurance, but Kendricks changed his mind and went to Dallas. I don't like him already because the boy ain't got no taste. Come on, man. You left San Francisco to go to Dallas? To that bonfire? It's beyond a dumpster fire. That's a big fire. Now, a few days later, they found a Greenlaw fill-in with Devondre Campbell, Devondre has gone on record. He went to his Instagram and said, listen, they didn't use me right in Green Bay. You guys got yourself a football player coming. Are you talking trash, huh? Boy, you hopefully. Okay. You know? He's 30. He's topped 90 total tackles 6 times and eclipsed 100 stops twice. Campbell was the first team All-Pro with the Green Bay Packers in 2021. He's been in 9 years, but he might not be the player he once was. So that's a thing. And durability is a legitimate concern, as Campbell has missed 10 games over the past 2 seasons. So our rookies have got to be really moving quickly evolving toward where we want them to be, because they could be getting a lot of snaps this year if Devondre can't stay on the field. Fam, you know, the call, the 49ers, that's an A- or a B+ in my world. So take a bow, John. What do you think? Yeah? Let me look at some of these other guys real quick. Arizona Cardinals, key additions, Justin Jones, Belial Nichols, Mack Wilson, Sean Murphy-Bunting, Jonah Williams, Desmond Ridder. Key resignings, Tristan Colon, Keith Ishmael. Key departures, left tackle DJ Humphries, and wide receiver Rondale Moore. They get a C. But then again, you think about what they were doing last year. They're pretty much clearing house so they can make plans for the future. You can't really look at the Cardinals as being any more than what they are and just keep an eye on them, because they've got a lot of money. They've got draft picks galore. They're not going to stay weak long. But where they are right now is where you might expect them to be. We'll see what they do. The Rams. Key additions, they added Colby Parkinson, Jonah Jackson. Jonah Jackson, by the way, they paid 16 mil. You know what's really funny about this, fam? They've got 2. Now, I can't knock the Rams for trying to build their offensive line. That makes sense. In fact, we often get upset about our offensive line not getting the same kind of attention, right? 16 mil for 2 guards. That's a lot, isn't it? We'll see how it works out. They got to protect Stafford because he gets hit too many more times and he could be retiring any time. Cornerback Darius Williams and safety Carmen Curl. Re-signs wide receiver DeMarcus Robinson. Guard Kevin Dotson. He's the other $16 million man in there. Key departures, Aaron Donald. Ooh. Ouch. Yo, Rudy. Yeah, you know, I don't talk to you on social media anymore because, you know, you really get on my nerves, man. But you know what? You got a problem, buddy. Aaron Donald was your entire defense for the most part. He's the one who made it all work. Without Donald, dumpster time, baby boy. Great. Give him a B- though. For everything else they did, not bad. Seattle Seahawks. Defensive back Rayshon Jenkins, quarterback Sam Howell. Key resignings, Noah Fant, Leonard Williams. Key departures, tight end Will Dissly's leaving. Every time you looked up, Dissly's making one of them crazy catches. Bye, Will. Good luck with wherever you're going. Tight end Colby Parkinson. Damian Lewis. These are, Jordan Brooks, Drew Lock, DJ Dallas. The Seahawks retained 2 key contributors on both sides of the ball in Font and Williams. The Hawks desperately needed to keep Williams. They sent a 2024 second-round pick and a 2025 fifth-round pick to the Giants in exchange for his services. Williams provided a decent help, though, fam. He 12.1% quarterback pressure rate, ranked as the second most on the team behind Boye Mafe. Yeah, Boye Mafe's 13.8% rate among those with at least 100 without pass rush snaps. So, the Seahawks are going to come along, fam. They're not going to be dominated. They've got a good organization. They do things right. So they're going to be competitive. And for no other reason, they also found, Sam Howell's over there too. The Hawks currently have $44.9 million in cap space, according to overthecap.com, meaning they're well positioned to continue to spend money this offseason in year one under new head coach Mike McDonald, who's coming in there and going to make the team his team. And he's a great defensive coach. So I suspect that defense is going to look real good in another season or so. Give them a B+. Hawks, I ain't going to disrespect it, but things are real. They're real, What's really disturbing, though, fam, and just real quick, I'm going to go down through get on the phone here. The Eagles. Philadelphia added running back Saquon Barkley, 3-year deal worth 46.75 mil. They added defensive end Bryce Huff, who used to be with the Jets. Why would the Jets get rid of Huff? That's a friggin' travesty. What are they, stupid? I'm mad because I wanted Huff. A lot of us were targeting Huff. Huff. He's not, he went to the Eagles. C.J. Gardner-Johnson had enough of, Detroit. Okay, linebacker Devon White. The key signings, Landon Dickerson, Braden Mann, long snapper Rick Lovato, Jake Elliott, kicker. Key departures, though, running back DeAndre Swift, Jason Kelsey, that hurt him bad. DJ Fletcher Cox, that's going to hurt him. That leadership, the kind of leadership does have a ripple effect across the locker room. They lost safety Kevin Byard. Marcus Mariota left. Nicholas Morrow. These guys don't really matter much. General Manager Howie Roseman, I think he's done it again, fam. You know what? Last year they did this too, though. They just went through and kicked ass. Free agency, the draft. Oh, look at them Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles, fly. Here come the 49ers. Yeah. Y'all did what you did last year. Let's play. Let's play, Eagles. And you know what happened after that. But you know what, fam? Huff is going to elevate the Eagles' pass rush. Barkley's going to be able to help out Saquon. He's going to be able to help out. I look down through it. Cox and Kelsey, that money, they can use that too. Oh, man. Jalen's got to. Now if Jalen gets in trouble, he could go to Saquon. Dallas, you're in trouble, man. Y'all in some serious. You are in serious trouble. If you think you're going to win that division this year with what you did, the Cowboys got a dig from several people. But Elliott will stay in Philadelphia after reportedly matching Justin Tucker as the highest paid kicker in NFL history. White is not a major upgrade at the linebacker position, but his athleticism might be put to good use. You got an A. Yeah, the Eagles did this last year, though, so I you know what? Don't even trip on the Eagles, man. They do this. I think Howie Roseman, he's a bad dude. He knows how to get that personnel in there and get them working. Yo, Matty S. up in Bend, beautiful Bend, Oregon.
Hey, buddy. Sorry. Hey, buddy.
Matty,
just haggling people in your chat.
Yeah, I know. They're the same guys.
We got a new one in here tonight. His name's Geoff. His parents obviously can't spell his name right.
You know,
I think that's how you spell a girl's name.
Yeah, Geoff's, he's walking on thin ice with me. I catch him taking shots. By the way, fam, if anybody really bothers you today, just block them. I allow myself that privilege too. If anybody really bothers me, know this, trolls. You come at me and I block you, you're done. I'll give you one warning. Okay, Matty, go ahead. Just gotta let them know, man. They get disrespectful. Think they just get away with that? No. Okay.
No, it's ridiculous.
Jeff,
No,
you got one warning. That's all I
got you,
needed.
bro.
One more time, and you're
Yeah.
Jeff Butts out of here. Do it. Okay. Go ahead, Betty.
Yeah, dude, we're tired of that guy. I don't know, man. Anyways, they just don't have any lives.
No,
They're all Rams fans and Seahawks fans and who knows what else, whatever trash is lingering out there.
IQ of 2 between all of them. Hey, Matty,
Yeah.
but talk to me about what's going on, man, as far as the 49ers versus the rest of the NFC West. Did we win?
Dude, I think we're going to come out on top. I think we're going to come out on top of this completely, dude. Absolutely. I mean, it's obvious by the way we're doing everything right now. So I feel like we're going to have the hand up, man. It's going to be I think it's going to be a solid season for us again. Obviously, everybody's got to stay healthy, but we're getting players back. We're getting new players. It's going to be. I'm excited with this new. We're going to have some new energy, man.
Yeah, you mentioned that, Matty. That's what concerns me the most. The 49ers, they've been turned away 3 times.
Yeah.
Does that would mess with my psyche. If I was on the field with these guys, I might start to question a few things because I got an ego that's huge. So if we're losing all the time, and I'd be looking at Debo. D, what we got to do, man? What we got to do? I'm telling you right now, we had the best team on paper in the league. We steamrolled through everybody. We had defense, offense. We had everything we need. And we still came up short to the Chiefs, who had half the team they were last year. What are we going to do if they come back stronger next year? I'd be going on and on. I just know,
Oh,
I mean, what about
I do
that
that same stuff in my head, Ronbo. I do that same stuff in my head, Ronbo. Because, you get in your own head when you get to that big game and you don't finish it up, man. It's like, dude, like how many times are we going to go and not make it? You question yourself.
It'll do it every time. That's why the Rams.
Every time, buddy. Every time.
Why the Rams. It took the Rams how many years to get over the hump of the 49ers? In fact, how many years did it take us to get over the hump with the Seahawks? See, we can't go year after year for years with the Chiefs, though. That's got to stop now.
Oh, dude, Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, man. Like, I hate to admit it, but they owned us for a little while.
Oh, completely. Papers, deed, everything. My God, it was
even if we were technically the better team, man, they'd figure out how to pull it off.
Yep. Last second plays, how many times? Oh
my goodness, dude.
Man.
Just giving me fits, bro.
And bad thing about it, Matty, they had to leave. Their team people had to retire before we could finally beat them. How embarrassing.
Yeah, what's up with that? It kind of is. Oh my goodness, man. I forgot to tell you last week, or we talked on Friday, and I forgot to tell you not yesterday, Saturday, but the week before Saturday. Mm-hmm. We were doing this loop from Oregon through Nevada up through California again because I got a camper for the truck.
All right.
And we got close enough to the stadium. I saw Levi Stadium for the first time, so that was nice.
Hey.
Got myself a hat.
All right. It is a spectacle.
Yeah, it's like going. It's like going to the Holy Land.
Yeah,
like the Muslims take their trip to Mecca. Like I took my trip to Levi's. I've been in and seen a game in Candlestick, so I'd already done that.
Oh
man, it was great.
It's been anointed too. We went to the playoffs. I remember in the beginning when Levi Stadium, I said, you know what? The reason why Levi Stadium has not really got the feel of home is because the ghost of Candlestick has not drifted over into Levi's yet to bring that ambiance, that aura. But
it doesn't have the same energy. Oh yeah, absolutely. No, we did. It just wasn't there right away. It didn't feel the same.
Yeah.
It really didn't. So takes a little while, I think.
Yeah, it does.
Once we lock in that Super Bowl #6, man, and we get that extra trophy on the wall, it's really going to feel like home.
It's official then. That's true. That's true, actually. Because I don't even know if Levi's
versus everybody.
Yeah, that's funny.
Well, he came close last year. I have a little respect for him now after they drug us. I mean, they just the 49ers got lucky to win that one. Jesus Christ, that was crazy.
I thought it was over, bro. I really did.
I did too.
Like one of my best friends is a Lions fan, so I was over there for that game, man. And I just, but he even said it, man. He's like, I hate early leads, and I'm like, I hope it works out for us, and it sure enough did. So he had a bad feeling.
Yeah. And they're going to be tough next year, too. They picked up a couple of pieces, too. But, I just want to win the West to make sure that we get into the playoffs. So,
I think we're locked on that, man. I mean, obviously, everything's not locked in and set into stone. We haven't gone through the draft yet, so I'm curious to see what happens there. But did I see the Seahawks pick up, what was it, Sam Howell? Was it the Commanders quarterback?
Yep.
What's going on? Wonder why they're doing that.
I don't know.
Just a backup?
Yeah, he's definitely the backup. Here's the thing. Is Sam Howell not any better than Geno Smith? That's I thought about that as soon as you went over there.
That's my whole thing.
Yeah.
That's what's going through my brain, buddy.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? We'll see. Because that coach doesn't seem like the kind of guy that's going to be real patient. Because he's got no investments in that roster because he just came. So if he wants to make adjustments,
we're gonna have to break him in.
I know, right?
I think honestly the only one I'm really ever super worried about in our division, man, now that the Seahawks aren't what the Seahawks used to be, is the Cardinals, man. They can come from out of nowhere. Like I know what to expect at the Rams.
You got a good point because they weren't that bad as I suspected they would be last year. I don't know what to expect.
They can be the biggest trash bags in the field.
True.
They can be the biggest trash bags around, man, but they're a divisional opponent of ours. They seem to play us tough every time.
Well, it's a matchup issue, but Matty, it used to be a matchup issue when they had the personnel they had before. It's not the same personnel. Why are we still taking 4 quarters to beat that team? Kyler Murray.
I think we're on our own heads, though. I think. Yeah. The only thing I can think of. We're on our own heads. We know what can happen there, and I think we just stew on it too long.
Do we have to admit that Kyler Murray?
But you also don't want to go in there.
Yeah,
Kyler Murray's a good quarterback.
Yeah, his zooming
he's not playing Call of Duty.
Yeah. Because I thought he'd be on his way to play baseball by now, actually. Because I thought, Ty, you're too small for the NFL, man. You can't take those hits. He was hurt a couple of times, right? Something in Kyler might be done.
Oh, yeah. You almost wonder, and it just, when you look at him, he just doesn't seem like, when you get a good look at him, he just doesn't ever seem like he really is happy to be there.
Well, he wasn't with Cliff Kingsbury. Kingsbury was making him crazy. Remember the shouting match he had with Kingsbury?
Oh, absolutely.
Talk about disrespectful. He's coming from the middle of the field yelling at Kingsbury. You're yelling at your head coach. You know what?
Oh, it's a bad idea.
Kyler and Travis Kelce, right? They both get awards for the most outrageous moves on their coach in front of witnesses in football history. I don't remember anybody ever attacking. Yeah. Well, Steve Young went after Steve Young might be in the list too, but he didn't put his hands or get real belligerent.
No, but Travis Kelce, man, he did it in front of the most people I've ever seen do it in front of. I mean, because it's the Super Bowl, man. So there's extra people watching.
Millions.
Extra people that would never see it. I don't know, man. I think he's a hothead.
Watching. He is. I didn't know Travis Kelce.
Oh, yeah.
Tay should be concerned if he's got that kind of temper.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to get yourself beat up.
And as big as he is.
Sing the wrong song and get beat up.
Matty, we got to go. I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
Man.
I'll see you this weekend. For the draft, we're going to pick it up. But, yeah. All right. Appreciate you, Matty.
Yeah, bro. It's always a pleasure, my friend. I always look forward to these nights. All right, buddy. Have a good night, man. Night.
Jeff, keep my name out your mouth, boy. I'm not playing with you, IQ or 2. Do you understand what I'm saying? And now you're spamming. He's out. Get Jeff the hell out of here. He's out. Just block him. What an idiot. All right. Who's next? 49er Brian, come on in, man.
Holy moly, is it Ronbo on the line?
Brian,
Yes, sir.
I always watch. You always keep an eye on our opponents because we have to play them twice a year. They can determine whether or not we're going any further as far as playoffs and that other thing.
Are you
right?
talking about the pack of chumps? Yep.
I mean, what are you seeing from our competition? Do you see any threat? Do you see any huge challenge?
Let me see here. Seattle sucks ass. Rams suck even more ass. The only team I'm really maybe a little concerned about is those Cards.
You know, all of us, because there's such a mystery. They're quiet. They're covert. They're doing things that we don't know. They did nothing in the free agency period, but that was expected because they're rebuilding. They got rid of a lot of people last year. But what are they doing? What are they doing?
Well, the only thing that keeps them together, I think, is that running back. He's a monster, you know. Yeah. But I forget his name. God, he's just he's a big dude.
They're not getting rid of him. He got over 100 yards.
No way. Kyler Murray, excuse me, he's kind of streaky lately, don't you think? I don't think he's quite the same.
He has,
I kind of see them drafting a quarterback. That's what I see, and maybe a really good receiver. And then I think that team's going to be tough. You know, don't they have some money too, Ronbo? Arizona's doing okay money wise too.
They should. They cleaned house last year, so they should have a lot of money actually.
Yeah,
and they didn't.
That's the only team in our division I'm really worried about.
Murray got more money added to his contract
play for the
too.
Rams. Yeah, I would want to play for the Rams. No way. No amount of money can make me play for those Rams.
You know, though, they did bolster their offensive line. Now, what ends up happening now is if they're really, you can't get after Stafford, and he is a good quarterback. If you can't get after him, Puka, Cooper, they're going to have a fun day. But you know, I got to see how good these offensive guards are. You know, so we'll see.
Well, you can have a good offense, but you're not going to have a good defense this year, you lamb chops. You ain't going to have no defense.
Yeah, they're going to – if it's going to be shootouts every week, they're not going to win those. If you're a shootout team, you end up losing probably as many as you win normally.
Yeah.
Because somebody's going to play
I just think the Rams are in decline, just like their fans.
I mean, they're going to celebrate that Super Bowl for 2 years. Rudy's still running around putting up his Super Bowl. What year was that, Rudy? 2021. What are you talking about? I know. What, you get over it, man. What's happened the last 2 years? God.
You know why they do that, Ronbo? Because they know they don't have a future. Why? They got nothing else going down there. And they know the 49ers are tough every year, and they got to worry about us. That's why they're in our chat all the time. They worry about us 24/7. We're in their heads.
Fun place to be in it. But you know what? I really don't care to be in the Rams' head because they're really some annoying people. I used to think the Hawks were first-rate jerks about that. No, the Rams, they trumped them. The Rams will not shut up. We're going into 3 years of Rams mediocrity. They did a little better last year. But they're still talking like they're the NFL champs. I mean, get over yourself.
Wow. Well, they never will because half of them are delusional, just like Fruity Rudy Pooty Boy. They're all delusional. And I tell you what, it's just going to get worse. That's how it is down. Something in the L.A. water down there, Ronbo.
Well, you know, Northern Cali is having to ship water down to them. You know, it's really funny, though, because now that you see Aaron leaving, what was the reasoning behind it? I want to find out because that could be a domino effect. If Aaron left, how does Cooper Kupp feel about that? He's on, Kupp's probably going to play. How many games do you give Kupp? I give him anywhere between 10 to 12 games because he's having a lot of issues with his body.
And no Tyler Higbee. They don't have any kind of tight end this year.
I'm so delighted about Higbee leaving. Yes.
Who do they got at running back? Nobody. They don't have a running back.
They had the kid they had last year. He did pretty good.
I don't know, though, man. I mean, I just don't see them being any kind of threat this year. I really don't. Without Aaron Donald, no. I'm sorry.
Yes,
that's a big loss for them. That is just a void that needs to be filled.
Well, yeah, because now offensively, and I don't know what they got coming up, who they're going to draft. Now offensively, a lot of the things you weren't able to do, you can do now. Because he's seriously.
If I'm the 49ers, I'm running the ball on them. I'm going to watch teams just run the ball up and down on that Rams defense. Tire them out. That's what we did to them.
I know.
I do believe. We tired them out.
We did that, but we ran at Aaron because Aaron's not real good at stopping the run. If you pass the ball, you're in danger. But if you run at him, he has a problem with that. So, we were doing that anyway.
He got Barry Sanders. He didn't want to play for him anymore, and they weren't going to trade him. They didn't want him playing for anybody else, so he said, hell with it. I'm done with you guys. That's exactly what happened.
I'll bet you're right. Because why did you wait until now to say, I'm out of here, guys? I mean, what did I ask you to do? I've done all I can do for you. I asked you one favor. And what do? I'm out of here. You're not going to let me leave?
Yeah.
You're not going to have me either. So, yeah.
And then look at all the players that he played with that kind of got screwed, like the Von Millers and who was the Clay Matthews? Remember, they didn't pay him, and he was all mad. Well, they've had a lot of issues with players down there. Jalen Ramsey, just come on, Rams, get your shit together so you can be good like the 49ers someday, which will never happen.
I mean, Ramsey was making noise about leaving. He really embarrassed the entire organization. OBJ.
You know who they need, Ronbo?
Who?
They need Trent Baalke down there, Ronbo.
I'll whip that organization back into order in no time. Anybody knows what they're doing. I do. I know the state of California, and I know everybody. I'll bring Colin Kaepernick back.
Yeah, we need Colin Kaepernick and Jimmy Garoppolo. That's even funnier now. Oh my God!
I mean, the war between Cap and Trent. That was just vicious. I mean, Trent did everything to say, I hate him. As a Trent, it's clear you don't like, but you know what? He's the best quarterback we got. You need to straighten up, man. You really do. So,
Yeah. Hey, Ronbo, how was your St. Patty's Day? Happy St. Patty's Day to you.
Yes, great.
By the way,
it was with lots of beer.
Nice.
Hey, how about you? Pretty good.
I'm Irish and I can't stand corned beef and cabbage. The smell of it just.
What kind of Irishman doesn't like corned beef and cabbage?
I know, right? I'm goofy like that. So I had myself a nice pizza. I had a nice pizza. So
corned beef and cabbage. Probably some places have it too. Matty, happy ABC Patty's Day, and I'm telling you what, I'm gonna look for you next weekend. Yeah, I'll be back Friday.
Sounds good, and I just want to send a shout out to you and the rest of the fam. I hope you all have a great St. Patty's Day, and you Rams fans don't. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Brian. Brian's right. I forgot about St. Patty's Day. Bang. I've heard about it a couple of times a day, but the thing is, I've been so busy, I haven't been able to actually focus on the celebration. You can do it. I'm supposed to do it at nighttime anyway. Let's go on over to the Dragon Clan to say, welcome in, Papa Dragon.
What's up, Ronbo?
Pop, man, you're the guy that knows the ins and outs and sees close-ups on everything. Now, a lot of us are just hoping that we're the best team as far as after free agency. We just pre-draft, But, Pop, what's going on? The mystery to everybody is the Cardinals. Have the Seahawks notched themselves up one with a better, well, not a better coach, maybe with a new coach and some of the thinking they're doing? How about the Rams? What are you thinking, us versus them?
Well, I mean, no matter what happens, your divisional opponents are typically the ones that are going to give you the most trouble because they see you the most. But I honestly don't see They're not teams that I'm scared of. I used to be scared of going into Seattle and playing.
Oh God.
I'm not scared of that no more.
No need.
I'm sorry, Geno Smith just doesn't scare me, and I'm pretty sure that Geno Smith is one of the happiest players in the league right now. Now that Aaron Donald has retired. Oh God. But it's hard to say. You always start with your coaches. You start your quarterback. Seattle's got a new coach. They got Geno Smith. I'm not concerned there. There's just not a lot of concern. For some reason, Shanahan has just literally had the Rams' number since he's been here. Obviously, there's a lot to wonder about when it comes to Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, but they do have a good head coach. They got a good quarterback. But they lost some weapons. So, I think they lost one of their best receivers. So, what have we lost the best of, really? How many Pro Bowlers did we lose? None.
And we're still. Yeah, I was about to mention Armstead, but yeah, we may have replaced him. Collins might be fine.
Replacing Armstead, I think, is not a challenge as far as the ability of availability.
Yeah, because he's only going to give you so many games a year. That foot's going to that's chronic. Yeah.
That's legitimate. You know what I mean? I think that he's definitely at the end of his career. I wish him nothing but the best.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
And he knew Trent Baalke was going to pay him. He knew that. Yeah. That did happen too quick, and for the money that had happened for him, like he knew right up off the bat that Trent was going to pay him regardless. That's what Trent does, and he'll just continue to GM himself out of a job because he's an idiot. Giving him that much money for a player that's 31 with chronic injury is just a Trent Baalke move.
I can't believe the owner accepted that either. That's pretty funny.
The owner gets out of the way. What's Khan going to do?
Yeah, he doesn't.
What's he going to I mean, seriously, what's he going to
No, that's what Trent does to owners. Remember how he just slapped Jed around the office like, what did I tell you to do? Go to your room, Jed. Go to your room now. Go to your room now. And if I have to come in there with my belt, I'll beat your butt like you never had a beat before. I mean, it was terrible how he treated him. God.
He's never had a whooping in his life. I'm just saying, entitlement. You know what entitlement is? Is when you wake up early on Christmas and you can't sleep and you're in your 30s and you go down to the tree. There's a box there. You open the little box up. You open it up and it says, "Congratulations, you're the CEO of the 49ers." That's entitlement, dog.
You had me as soon as you said you're in your 30s. You can't sleep. You get up on Christmas morning and open your present. I think I still know dudes like that, too. The same guys that live in the basement. Their parents put under the tree for them every year. But Chad, I don't know. You might be right. He's a real sharp kid, but he's kind of...
I think right now the 49ers have about 16 defensive linemen under contract now. They got 7 linebackers. The way that things are looking right now and the cap space they're clearing, I'm hoping that they pick up a good cornerback like Patrick Surtain. I'm hoping that they could pull that off because I see what Kyle's doing. Kyle is going to operate how Kyle operates, and that's very simple. He's going to be like, let's build a defense up to a top 3, top 2 defense. I got the offense. Now pass me a beer. I've been 5 minutes.
They both agreed on that right from day one, though, and because Lynch was even talking that way.
I know, but Lynch is going to. He's a defensive guy. I mean, on the surface, it makes sense, but it's still the Achilles heels of this particular team is what happens when they face a strong head coach and a strong quarterback and a strong defensive coordinator. It's can Shanahan, can he manufacture points out of nothing? Can he create on the fly? Can he adapt on the fly? And those are still the things that he has not proven that he can do. So in my opinion, it's all going to depend on the scenario. And the perfect scenario is I truly believe that 49ers are capable of beating any team in the NFL. on any given Sunday.
True.
However, they cannot. I mean, I think I counted like 13 or 14 game-altering mistakes in the Super Bowl, and they still only lost by 3 points.
In overtime. The game was won. Niners, just one stupid mistake more,
it's like a little this little litany of mistakes. And guess what? The coach was accountable for at least 7 or 8 of those. So, that is the Achilles heel of the 49ers. He is both the hero and the arsonist of this football team. And that's something that the 49ers are going to have to live with until they get it done. And I'm not calling for him to be fired. I don't ever want to call for anyone to be fired unless they do something completely stupid. Now, I called for Steve Wilkes to be fired during that Minnesota game. I would have fired him at halftime. That's inexcusable. I've never seen that. I've watched a lot of football. I've watched football.
You would be both, and I thought maybe I just gave him the benefit of a doubt, and I thought he must have a plan. He didn't. They got fried.
Dude, I'm like Coach Prime, dude. You going to halftime, I'll be coming out with half a team, dude. I'm serious, man. But
that's where Coach Wilkes is.
I think the sad part is that, the sad part is that there are a bunch of players on this team who do need a reality check. And like George Kittle is one of them. He just got extended. Kyle Shanahan got extended this year. Are you starting to see a pattern here?
I know where you're going to. You're going to Cabo. But you know what? That restructure is going to end up biting the 49ers in the butt. You can't restructure so you owe players. We'll be owing players like the Rams. Are the Rams still playing Todd Gurley? You got to be careful with that. That's the only thing that concerns me about that.
No, not really, because you have to look at it. I don't think that's going to hurt them that bad, because when they do replace Kittle, it's going to be with a rookie. He's going to be on a rookie deal. And if anyone can show you how to do it, look at the Detroit Lions. They had the one really good tight end. They traded him to the Vikings. What's his name? Hooverstank, whatever his name is. Hockenson. They traded him to the Vikings, right? And then they drafted the new guy, and he broke the Lions tight end record. You see what I'm saying? So the way you do.
You gotta know what you're doing.
Yeah,
exactly.
You just have to go get. You have to go draft. You have to draft your players. Don't give your picks away, and draft top talent. Not try to keep drafting. Like, the mistake of this team is this: number one, they drafted too many defensive linemen in the first round, and then number two, they gave away a bunch of first round picks, and it's hard to build a winner or keep a winner restocked in that scenario. But somehow. They've managed to do it. So I think they've had a successful offseason so far because they haven't overspent on anything.
And hopefully they'll do what you said in the draft. Pop, we got to go. I'm going to look for you Friday with more of that Pop wisdom. I love it. The Pop.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Bam and Boom. I can't wait till we get an East Coast game so we see Bam and Boom again. Next time we see them, they're going to be big girls. Everybody get up there now.
And Bam has had a growth spurt. So I think she grew an inch. And then Boom grew like about maybe a quarter of an inch. So they're both about 5'3" now.
Oh, God. All right. Bob, good stuff. Hey, you should give my best to Mrs. Dragon, too, and I'll see you Friday, fam.
Yes, sir. Shout out to production, and please like and subscribe to Ronbo Sports.
Thanks, Pop. And imagine next time we see Bam and Boom, they're going to be having Pop be quiet and they'll talk. For that, Brian says, please draft an O-line. Please, please. Prayer hands. Yes, indeed.
Jack is back.
Jack, wait. Aaron. Aaron, it's time to compare. Before we go into the draft, the Eagles have already beaten everybody. But now, how do we look against the West? Are we still the biggest threat in the NFC West? Are we the best after free agency frenzy? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Ronbo, I still think we're, still the best in the NFC West. But the one team I'm kind of scared of is the Cardinals.
All of us have this thing about. I had to think about the Cardinals last year, and I was right. They gave us all we could handle in that first game with that running back, man.
Yeah, because now Kyler Murray has a full off season now, and
I know.
the running back they got James Conner.
James. I was saying, what is that? James, JC. Yeah, you can't tackle him.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why we went out to get depth at D-line for the run stopping. Because in the playoffs, I mean, Green Bay and Detroit.
Wasn't that vicious? That was the biggest embarrassment we've had in years. I mean, I was laughing at the Cowboys when Aaron Jones was just having a field day. Aaron just did whatever he wanted to do. We wait till I'm sorry, we got this. And Aaron came in, you only got nothing. And he beat, oh my God. So, yeah, we got to do something about that defense of stopping that run.
Yeah, and in Seattle, they're all going to play us tough, but we're better than them. I'm not really scared of them.
Well,
I mean, they're not like the same team. Like when an opponent goes into Seattle.
Yeah.
Nah, so.
Well, you know what? But look for a surprise from Hawks defensively. I don't know. That coach is pretty much a defensive-oriented coach for the most part. So he's going to really emphasize that defense. Now, we're probably going to have a little more. They picked up a couple of good players. It's probably going to be a little more difficult than last year, but they still got Geno Smith, like Pop says. Geno, come on, let's play. So, we'll find out.
Yeah, and yeah, they might though. And the Rams just lost Aaron Donald. He's retired.
Every time I think about that, I laugh. That was their bread and butter, their pride and joy. The man that they said, "Yeah, you guys got to deal with Donald." Yeah, well, okay, no, we don't have to anymore.
Yeah, and I wonder why he retired.
We all do. And we have a couple of theories already tonight. One was that Aaron said, listen, nothing else here to be done. But man, trade me, just let me go to a contender for my last couple of seasons. No. Why? No, Aaron. And Aaron said, well, I quit. I'm leaning toward that has got to be the best reason.
Yeah. Yeah, so I really think we did good in free agency, adding depth at D-line, adding pieces.
Yeah, because Chris Kasurik can mold some of those guys. I mean, the one guy, what is his name? God, he's got a really difficult name. But anyway.
Yeah.
The thing is, he's a second round pick. It's Yetur Gross Matos. Now, a second round pick means you must have been really kicking butt at the collegiate level, and then he didn't pan out when he got to the Panthers. Although Chris Kasurik has made some guys that failed. Cleveland Farrell looked good last year till he got hurt. And also the guy from the year before, who's running around the league getting jobs. All those guys look a lot better after Chris Kasurik got through with them. So maybe he can do, and I think that's why we got this guy, because the 49ers feel like Chris Kasurik could make any defensive line if he has any potential whatsoever. Chris will bring it out. So we're going to get him.
Yeah, and also I really like the signing of Leonard Floyd.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, Leonard Floyd. Minimum 8 sacks. Minimum. And next to Nick and some of those other guys we got, we're going to find out what happens. So.
Yeah. So, and also, if you give Brock Purdy a good pass protection,
oh, I really would like to see what that looks like.
Just imagine.
Man. Because he operated behind an offensive line that wasn't all that great. But people, they get a lot of credit from some critics to saying, oh, the 49ers had a decent offensive line. That's pretty much why they got to the Super Bowl. What? You guys, did you see the quarterback? Brock Purdy still could not get any love or respect. Not really. Not from everybody.
No.
That's all right. He'll get it this year because he's in his third season. Well, second and a half. I think he learned a lot last year.
Yeah, he just coming off that surgery for his elbow.
Yeah, and that took time to heal up. He couldn't work on his game. Aaron, we're gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and see you next weekend for more Aaronisms.
All right, Ronbo. Give it another shout out.
You want a Niner shout out? You can get that.
Yeah.
Aaron. See you Friday. Happy St. Patty's Day. All right, Aaron.
Thank you, Ronbo.
And we need St. Patty right now to lead some of them trolls up out of here, man. Hey, Jack, come on in, man.
St. Patty's didn't want nothing to do with a brother that looked like you or a brother that looked like me. And hey, they're talking about the snakes. Hey, I'm right next door to Ireland, by the way. I've been there, man. Actually, it's a nice place. But check it out, man. There was no snakes that this dude got rid of. All right, it was the color folks that wore the hats with the snakes on. But hey, fun fact, y'all can check that out. Anyways, man, y'all can see how deep that shit is. You know what I'm saying? You don't think at 400 BC they wanted Ronbo and my ass over there running the show, you know? Because we would not be doing that, doing those leprechaun dances. I'll tell you that right now. But moving on, do you remember the last time I hit you up? I think it was right before the combine. Yeah, it was right before the combine, before the wide receivers ran. And do you remember what I said? Of course you didn't. So I got to remind you.
Remind me.
It's on tonight. On tonight, I told you so. Jack said Xavier Worthy from Fresno, California, just south of Modesto, would break the record, John Ross's record. And what did he do? He broke the goddamn record. 4-2-1. So I am mad if we get a Troy Franklin or an Xavier Worthy, who both we had a formal meeting with. So, I mean, I like what they're doing, Ronbo. I like what they're doing. They're picking off everybody in our division. Who we got problems with. Okay, what the Rams doing? What the Rams are doing, tell you what, we're going to get their defensive coordinator and also bring their DN phenom, Malcolm Floyd, over here on this side. Leonard Floyd, my bad. And then who do we get from Seattle? We got their former linebacker as our linebackers coach.
The coach, yes.
Defensive specialist. And we got Devondre Campbell from the Packers, who almost beat us. So he knows the coach, the team, the organization inside out. He knows what Love's good at and what Love's don't like. We got a cornerback from Detroit. So, I mean, Jack, the guys that we get, it makes sense.
Give Staley some love while you're at it, then, because Staley. The reason I understand about Staley is he's had a reasonable success against Patrick Holmes. That's one of the reasons why Kyle wants to keep him close to him and get any feedback he can get from him that he can. Because I'm sick of Patrick Holmes.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Because we always got problems with McVay. And Matthew Stafford's healthy, and he got these receivers, Nakua and Cooper. And we don't know what they're going to draft, but they always get a draft. They got the running back looking strong, coming off his rookie year. So, you know what I'm saying? Any leverage we can get, Ronbo, I feel like we're doing the right thing. And we're stacking our chip on the defensive side. So Mahomes is going to have more trouble come next Super Bowl. I can't wait, man. As long as we stay healthy, man, I'm so goddamn excited. It's like, all right, man. It's like Holyfield. I was the only kid in junior high, Ronbo, that told everybody. I said, Holyfield's going to beat Mike Tyson. I was the only kid.
Did you say ear getting torn
And he
off?
whooped him.
Yeah.
He got his ear torn off.
I tell you what, that really freaked me out. You know, I said, oh my God, really?
God,
you bit his ear off? Tyson is an animal, so you know.
Wow.
Yeah, that was scary.
But yeah, man, you got to be an animal in the draft. And I'm not, guys, pump the brakes if we see Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch high-fiving like they just won the lottery after the draft pick. So, all I need is Kyle to stay away from the running back early and John Lynch to stay away from the defensive lineman early. But I kind of like, I wouldn't mind if we get a D-line. Say that again?
There is a running back. I was just scanning through. There's a running back that runs a 4.3, barely, just barely above the twos. I don't know. He's big. The kid is big and strong and fast.
Hey, just like our tight end lot too. Shanahan likes to show the league, like, look at what I'm going to do. Oh, you guys wanted what's his name as the first pick, the Alabama quarterback the Carolina Panthers got. But check this out. I'm going to get the guy he was throwing it to when he was scrambling, and it didn't work out, right? Yeah. Hopefully it does. Latu kind of saw some stuff, but all I'm saying is that, I just don't want Kyle Shanahan to say, okay, I got once, twice, I'm not going to strike out. I'm getting my running back with this third-round pick because we don't need a running back in the third round, Kyle. Let's go ahead and get Gore's son in the 7th round or, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, it's going to be I can't wait for the draft, Ronbo. I'm so fucking pumped up, as you can hear my tone. It's goddamn 4:19 in the morning out here, and I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? This is our time. We doing it, baby. I love what we're doing. Fix that defense. Maybe even if we stack the first 2 picks on the defense, we get a defensive tackle and a cornerback. I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping at all because I see what they're doing now. And you know what I'm saying? They're like, okay, if we would have blocked Chris Jones, Ayuk was open, Jennings was open, we would have won that game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, man, I'm feeling what they're doing, Ronbo. But before I go, what's your position that you picking?
As far as the draft? Like you're saying, now I'm a little confused about what we need. But we picked up some players for defensive line. I don't know exactly what we'll be picking up. If you do pick up a defensive T or E, make sure it's – man, I know they're going to do it, Jack. I know they're going to do it. But I don't want to wait too long for an offensive lineman. Trent Williams is not going to be with us forever. We need to find that guy that's going to be his heir apparent. And I wish to be this year.
Yeah.
And get him groomed up.
Definitely.
Because that left side is that's important. There's no more Trent Williams.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Get a Joe Staley at least.
Get a Staley, man. There's a lot of fucking, this draft is deep. TJ Tampa, like I told you, cornerback, we could pick him up in the 2nd round. If we trade back, there's a lot of teams that are trigger figure happy. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple quarterbacks or dudes they want. You know what I'm saying, that they're like high on or whatever. We could get maybe 3 second round picks if we trade our 1st round pick back and get a couple of hog mollies, man. But hey, man, can we? But thanks a lot, man. I love you as usual. It's damn near a 10-year anniversary. Damn near 10-year anniversary, baby. Been calling this show, baby. And you know how we do it, baby. But fellas, can we get pump the brakes one last time? Can we get a moment of silence for Eric Kendricks when we beat their goddamn man and he sees Christian McCaffrey? Can we get a 4.9 second moment of silence, Ronbo?
All right, starting now. All right.
Thank you, guys. That's my time. Wrapping it up. Let's go, baby. Draft 2024.
I'll see you Friday, Jack. I'll be getting there. I'll be looking for you.
Peace.
Kendrick. There's one thing about Kendrick being as old as he is. He should be playing for a ring, right? Does he really believe that he's going to win a ring in Dallas, Texas? Hey, Dalvin, why does Kyle Shanahan keep putting handcuffs on our offense in the Super Bowl? Jawan Jennings was the Super Bowl MVP for Jesus. I know. You're right. I said that. I said, had we won that Super Bowl, I'm not sure Brock Purdy should have been just assumed to be the MVP. He would have had a good game. But the guy who won that game was Juwan Jennings. Tony!
Ronbo.
Well, Tony, here we sit. And, this is what we do before the season starts. And we were projected to be the baddest dudes on the planet last year, and as far as NFL goes, and we were, except when we beat ourselves up. Now, you look at the NFC West, and everybody's building their team, most likely to beat the 49ers, Tony. What formula does it take? Did any of the teams in NFC West put together any pieces that might be able to knock a hole in the big ship? Oh.
Well, it doesn't have to be a big piece, Ronbo, you know what I mean? Like the iceberg sunk the Titanic. Yeah,
that's true. It's a big chunk of ice just laying there, being natural.
But we'll see if they've got no excuse. They must have, I don't know how many players on the depth chart for the defense now. So they've got 10 picks left. So we've got enough picks to sort out the O line. But
you trading up? You're gonna use those picks to trade up, or get more? Because you don't need more picks, right? So can we assume?
No, you don't need more. Just use them wisely. You know what I mean? Huh. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think the O line's going to get neglected again.
Oh my God. We can't expect Trent Williams to keep playing at the level he's playing at for more than another season or two, at the most.
Well, you've got other options instead of Christian McCaffrey as well, but,
I know. Right?
Who are you going to tell?
Kyle. Yeah. Kyle. God. We should explain that. I mean, Kyle, well, it's really none of your business. But, Kyle, we're just concerned. We just want to know what you're thinking. We're not trying to pry. You can do your job. We don't know better than you do. But we just keep that tongue in cheek.
Well, yeah. Well, you know what he says, Ronbo? Well, I just went with the hot hand at the time. That doesn't mean you have to kill the guy's future. You got Jordan Mason. You got sitting there that was running at, 15 yards a clip.
I mean,
every time he got the ball.
Every time. If you ran him more than 2 or 3 times, he was going to make a play. He did. I mean, when he got to the 1 yard line, Kyle, he can play, man. Let him play.
Yeah. How many running backs did we have? You couldn't give Christian McCaffrey a 1-2 minute rest on the sideline.
I know, right?
For crying out loud.
We're watching McCaffrey bleeding and everything else every week, and he's still no chance for him to rest, though. God, you work him to death, Kyle. He's got to fool around and get injured. It's your fault.
He's tearing off the same scab that healed last week, this week. You know what I mean? Every week. God.
I mean, he had it wrapped up one week. I remember some tape. The tape came off. This kid's a real Viking. Because I think the more he bleeds, the harder he works. My God.
I mean, everyone's, being positive, but we don't know how these new guys are going to pan out.
You're right.
And if Kyle gets the shits with him, he starts losing focus too. Yeah. Because he doesn't know what to focus on. He's angry with the defensive coordinators or the coaches or whatever. He's got his job to do, and then his mind's all over the place, and just
and you can see it in his face on the sideline. You notice the camera pans over to Kyle when things are going south. They always go find Kyle's face, and he has that look. And every now and then he's yelling, obscenities are flying off his lips. And I say, Kyle, you know what? God dang it, you put yourself in that position. Why did you call that same play again? You don't think they're waiting? You're going through all these thoughts. He's supposed to know what he's doing, but sometimes you just wonder, Kyle, what the hell?
Ronbo, if the Bartolo was, had any clout in that team, well, he probably does, but if it was up to him, Kyle Shanahan would have been gone ages ago.
Who had clout?
The Bartolo.
Oh, oh, Eddie D. You think? Because Eddie didn't fool around. You don't win, you got to go.
Yeah, I mean, Seaford won 2 Super Bowls for him. You still pissed him off.
That was hard to understand then, and it's still hard to understand. Eddie?
So what do you reckon he would have done with Kyle? He would have hung him up at the front of the Levi sign like an ornament, swinging in the breeze.
And that's been said by so many people. But you know what? Nowadays, everybody's afraid of the next coaches coming in. How many coaches? Every what do we call that? Black Friday or at the end of the season, there's always just a line of guys going to the unemployment office that used to be head coaches. So it's really a frightening thing to get why it does win, because those guys are heading to the poverty level, are losing every other week during the NFL. I don't want one of those guys, Tony. That's the only thing that scares me.
Well, he's won what? He's lost how many Super Bowls? 3, including
how many?
Including the one with the Falcons. Right?
No, Tony. But listen.
So we've only got one more to go to catch up to
the Bills.
To the Bills, yeah.
Just echo upon what you just said, though. He's lost how many Super Bowls? Here's the thing, Tony. How many teams have been in the Super Bowl that many times? I don't appreciate what happens to us, but I do understand how difficult it is to get there. So I got to say, man, I don't know. I want to win. But
that's the thing, Ronbo. I understand where you're coming from, and I understand where everybody else is coming from. But we don't have any problems getting there.
Well, would we still?
We got problems in the second goddamn half of the game, of the last quarter. That's our problem. Right? We don't have any problems getting there. We have problems with the coach choking.
But when we get there without Kyle, that's the only thing that worries me. I think that's what worries most of us that are concerned about that.
Well, if we don't get there this year, this season, the season after that,
he'll be
the Super Bowl's at Levi's. So we've got a chance to be in a home one. And if we lose that, I give up.
Well, yeah, I'll be right with you, too.
I'll be still calling you when I'm 70 years old.
Because Tony, we can't lose 3 more.
And Carl will still be standing there. Carl will still be standing there on the sideline with 4 teeth missing in his top jaw and 2 in the bottom.
And chasing 98 years old. Instead of just yelling at him from a distance. Tony, we gotta go. I'll see you Friday. We're gonna be okay.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's see if they can get it right this season. Let's see how we start the season off.
Yeah, that's the thing. If we start off 4-5-0, we'll know the 49ers are still focused. If they come out losing the first 2 or 3 games, or 3-5 after 8,
we should make bets on how many drafted players he's going to redshirt for the whole year.
Don't get up off of my guys. I'll see you Friday, all right? Cheers.
All right, brother. Cheers, man. Shout out to everyone. See you in the next chapter.
All right, Tony.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Tony. See, that's what keeps us grounded, though. Big Show, Tony. Who else makes sure that we know what's up? But always depend on Big Show and Tony. We just, it's just really. Anyway, hey, but we got the anti Big Show, and he's here now. He is Chill Pill Phil. Phil, we've been missing you, man.
Hey, Ronbo.
We've been asking about you too. How's everything?
Everything's fine.
All right. And when Phil says that, he means it. He means all the way his life, the 49ers, everything's coming up roses. Phil, I love asking you questions like this. Make some comparisons between what we've done in free agency and what the rest of our foes in the NFC West have done, and are we still the cream of the damn crop?
I like the Leonard Floyd signing, but I think the steal of free agency was that the cornerback from New Orleans, Yiadom.
Oh, Yidium, yeah.
Yidium. He was the number one press corner last year statistically.
Yeah. I don't know why people won't keep him.
He's big. He's 6'1".
Yeah,
he's lengthy.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and he made 25 tackles last year. So he can tackle too.
You know, he just came into his own last year. He was okay before that, but Isaac went crazy last year, and that was a breakout year for him.
Best year. So if he pans out like he did last year, he could be the steal of the free agency.
And you got Tavares on the other side. Our slot is still something we got to worry about.
Move inside, and we're set at defensive backs. Now, got to worry about Hufanga, and how's he going to be coming off the ACL?
Yeah, that really is worrisome because he didn't have a lot of speed anyway, but he does have great anticipation skills. So, yeah, that's going to be a sore spot.
We'll see how Hufanga comes in, and I think they're not done with free agency.
Most likely, because
they may pick up that Simmons guy from Denver for safety, backup safety.
Yeah, they are working on it. I know that.
And they probably need another quarterback.
Yeah, so. I feel the same way. I don't know about the kid they got over from the Bengals. They draft a quarterback every year.
Well, they go with three quarterbacks anyway. Yeah. So you would think they would get somebody either in the draft or late rounder in the draft to try to work like another Brock Purdy.
Can you imagine?
Or
another late round pick that comes in just raising hell because people didn't the scouts didn't actually rate him right.
The other thing I see. The signings on free agency, they've done a lot of guys that are really good in special teams.
Yeah.
So that's something that we need.
Yeah.
We still need a returner because Ray's gone, so we don't have a returner right now.
They re-signed Conley. I understand he does that pretty well. But Conley's not real fast. I'd rather have a kid that can really get out.
Don't forget about Ronnie Bell.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Bill was that.
Yeah, Bell pissed off so many people. I had actually gotten over Bell.
Bell scared me every time he was going for a punt.
He scared Kyle, too. Kyle retired midway through the season, remember? He had Debo out there. I said, why is Debo back there, Kyle? What are you doing? Oh, my God.
Yeah, but he had no faith in Bell. I didn't have any faith in Bell. So
he had a penchant.
We'll see what happens. But
until Ray got back. We're not re-signing Ray, so you're right. I don't know what they're going to do.
But I think in the draft, it's obvious they're gonna get offensive linemen with the first couple of picks. They'll probably go guard and tackle.
Yeah, because they went hard on defensive linemen free agency. So you're right. They can afford to wait till the second round. Get offensive linemen. I want you to trade up, and you don't need all 10 of those picks that we got left, and get 2 picks out of that first round offensive lineman.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to do it. I mean, we've got our starting line back, but we can improve on that if we get some good. And usually offensive linemen take a little bit to learn the system.
That's true.
Yeah.
You put him on a weight program. Look what we did with Aaron Banks. And by the way, his contract expires, next year?
Yeah, I think his will expire next year.
Yeah, so we got to stock up on
after
talent
next year.
Yeah, and they don't wait till the last year to sign people, right? So, yeah, I'm not unhappy with Banks.
No, I think Banks is serviceable.
Yeah,
but Trent's getting long in tooth, and
he's still a beast.
And
but still,
you got to replace him sometime, and so we got to invest in our offensive line. We haven't done that in a while, so I think that's where we're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been going free agent on defense.
Yeah, because the Rams are paying $16 million for 2 guards a piece, right? I'm saying,
Yeah.
I said, okay, that's why we do what we do. You got to have a scouting team that's good enough to find you some talents out there that you don't end up in that kind of conundrum. That's just terrible.
Yeah, I think we're going to draft offensive line. I'm pretty sure of it. But and then we got to replace Greenlaw for half a season at least. So
I mean, at least half a season. People are thinking he's going to be back by week 4. I said, oh, man, I don't think so. I wish. I don't think so.
Well, Achilles now aren't as bad as ACLs. So
mentally, I just worry about
Achilles was a death nail.
Yeah, I know.
Now it's not. Now guys come back from it.
Procedures. So. Yeah. Well, if he comes back to week 4, I'll be delighted. Other way, you got Devondre Campbell. Campbell's missed a lot of time too, though.
Yeah, as long as he can make half a season, then we're good.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
But
losing Eric, he only played 13 games in the last 2 years.
Yeah, I know. I just like him. I didn't want to see him go.
He's going to come back again. That thing's not going away.
No, that's going to be every year. He's going to have at least a few games.
You can't fix it with surgery. So,
no.
Yeah, losing him and saving money for next year. I think we saved just a few mil this year, but next year he's going to save us a bunch. So
yeah, well,
you got to sign Brock.
June 1st, don't they get 18 to add to the fund?
Yeah, because June 1st deadline is when his salary kicks in.
Yeah, so the 49ers will get that 18 to add to whatever else they have.
They're going to use that probably for to sign the rookies that they draft.
Yeah, and Ayuk is still out there, and
Ayuk is still out there.
Yeah,
but they don't have to sign him until after June 1st. So extend him.
Yeah,
and that's what they'll probably do.
They will strategy,
and then you'll hear all this stuff like with Debo and Debo's wants to be traded, blah blah blah. Don't buy it. The Niners are signing Ayuk.
I know, and just wait till it's beneficial as far as benefiting the cash. So yeah, but I just wish they wouldn't wait till August.
There's going to be all the talk
21st.
and the positioning and stuff like that, but don't buy it. Niners will sign him.
They sign all their blue chippers
anyway, Ronbo.
as far as they can. We'll get there, Phil. But yeah, we're still best in the West.
We're best in the West by far.
Yeah,
by far. The Rams' defense is suspect.
Oh yeah, you can't lose
Seattle's offense, and they got a new coach, and that's going to take them time to figure what he's all about.
I'd forgotten about that.
And,
that's right. They lost their defensive coach. He's got his own team now. That's right.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's going to take a while for the Seattle and the Cardinals are a work in progress. They've been that way for the last decade.
Yeah, well, definitely last year. And you know it. You could see it. What they were doing last year is clearing house. Of course, they're working on something. Phil, we're going to see you. I'll tell you, I'll see you Friday, and hopefully you won't be missing, because we always notice when you're missing. So
Well, I had to take some time off. It was a long season.
Yeah, I know. It ended like that. It made you more tired. Made me more tired.
Yeah.
Damn it. And Big Show's
I'm back.
Big Show's been in there taking shots at us about it. All right, fam. See you Friday.
Take care.
You too.
Bye.
I see someone asking how to get in the show. Listen, you'll see right on the right below the screen. You should see the number, and you can call in on that. In the description, all the information is right there, and you can call in. All right. Hey, Brian.
49ers ready to go. I'm rocking the Niners till I'm dead and cold.
Yes.
Screaming the name 49ers all the way from the Mid-South, because the law always says, know your role and shut your mouth. What it is, Ronbo.
We're in flexing today. We're looking around the NFC West and seeing what we got to deal with. And pretty much the consensus is right now we don't have anything to deal with. All we got to do is go out there and be the 49ers, and that's all it's going to take. So, but we're looking at the other teams. Did you look at any comparisons and see some things that you might think are going to challenge the 49ers?
As far as our division, no, I didn't really see anything that jump out. Other than Philadelphia, they made some.
Damn.
I think they made some. They made some
They did it last year. Yeah, they was rolling last year in free agency. They killed the draft and the free agency. Everybody was scared. Everybody picked them to be in the Super Bowl. Got their butt beat left, right, side.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think as far as at this point, Ronbo, I don't even worry about our division. I'm worried about the big fish, like the Super Bowl. I don't even worry about the division.
True.
I think we got a choke on our division for probably the next couple of years, unless we just start losing a lot of players, to free agency or what have you.
Yeah.
But
that means we're in the playoffs for the next couple of years because you just got to win your division. So to get in the playoffs, I don't want to go in there like the Bucks, but still, 8 and 9, no, not good. But yeah, that division's gonna be different.
Ronbo, coming up on the draft, Ronbo, what do you think? What direction do you think we should go?
Well, with
the first couple of picks,
and I'm trading up. I don't need 11, 10 picks. I'm taking 3 of those and packaging them up and move up to the first round. And I want to be up higher. I can keep my 31 pick, but I want to move up to about 10, 15. That might require a few picks. But if I got a guy that can take Trent Williams' place, I'm going for it. We got to do that, Brian. We've had a good left tackle forever. We can't all of a sudden not have one.
Yeah. Do you think we got one more big swing to try to get Patrick Surtain?
Well, I imagine it's always there. I mean, since Detroit is hell-bent on reshaping that team and Sean Payton's image, they'd probably listen to a trade deal. I imagine a lot of people trying to trade for Surtain. The media just hasn't found out about it yet. There's no way they put that out there, and a lot of people aren't calling them up on a daily basis asking about Surtain.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I think the Niners got one more swing. I think they're going to. I think they can come in, try to get together some picks or whatever, and make a deal.
How much money is he nearing the end of his rookie contract? I think so.
Ooh, I think so. Hey, what about the safety? Justin, what is his name from Denver? Justin, whatever his name is. You think we'll be able to get him?
No, they're gonna. Well, you know what? If Talanoa Hufanga, I don't know what they really think about him right now, as far as because you got Jair Brown. The duel is going to be Jair Brown and, of course, Talanoa. How they feel about Talanoa, I know how they feel about Jair. He's going to be fine. They might go into the draft and see what else they can find this year. You know how the 49ers like to do. They'd rather go out and pick a player and build him rather than just go out and sign these high-priced free agents or even make trades for guys like that. Rookie contract is about to expire. Now we got to pay him $20+ million. Surtain's definitely a blue chipper.
I think this season, Ronbo, it comes down to Cal has got his 3 words: get it done. Just get it done.
Don't get
no excuses. No,
it's going to make a lot of people mad.
Cal is in order for Cal to even to be forgiven for his past transgressions,
gotta win one.
He's gonna have to win. Cal's gonna have to. He's got to win the Super Bowl. He's got to, and he's got to win it this year.
Yeah,
he's got to win it. Next year. Well, next year he's got to win it for next year, for 2024, 2025. Next season he's got to win it. No NFC championship. He's got to win it all, and got to win it in good fashion.
Yeah, I agree. But once you win one, you're going to be all right, because I think that's what's going to happen. If 49ers win one, they could run 2 or 3, as long as they keep drafting and building the way they do. Remember, I don't know if you remember, but I remember Madden had that problem. Madden had some tough teams. I was a little guy, but I could notice. I said, man, those guys are tough. But they couldn't win the Super Bowl because the Steelers owned the NFL at that period, right? And all of a sudden, Madden and the Raiders start winning, and they couldn't stop.
Andy Reid, he had that problem. The 15 years he was there with Philly, and he would, he'll get you to the championship, but that was it. But I don't know. But yeah, like I said, yeah, he's got to get it done, or we might be looking at a yard sale in a couple of years.
Can you imagine us having to go through that again? We went through it after Harbaugh left,
man.
And that was a terrible period.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The dark days. If we don't win it these next 2 years, the dark days are coming.
Well, we have to look at some kind of a decline a little bit anyway, because a lot of these guys are going to have to get their time is up, and there's going to be trades.
Yeah,
we're not going to renew all contracts. I do worry about George Kittle's contract being renewed even. Let's see. We're going to find out.
He'll probably be next to X. If we don't win it next couple of years, he'll probably be. They're gonna pull an Eric Armstead on him. Hey, man, we need you to, take a pay cut.
But you know what, George, that's fine. I've already been talking to the WWE people, and I'm pretty much was going to tell you guys I was going to leave and go join my dream come true. George
take the Rock. Take the Rock's place.
George immediately is going to segue to the WWE. He's not going to another team. George is probably going to retire as a 49er and right to Vince McMahon's place as soon as he gets a chance. Yeah. He loves it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So, and I ain't mad at that, George. I wish him well. I'll be watching the WWE every chance I get. I love that dude, man. I tell you, he kills me. I like his attitude, his whole perspective toward the game of football. He's just an awesome dude. I'm going to hate to see him say goodbye.
What is up with the running back? The one that Kyle Shanahan would never play, and when he did play, he was productive for us.
Jordan Mason.
What was his name? Is he still on the team?
Jordan, Jordan Mason and both of them are still there. Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell, Elijah just can't keep his legs working. But he heals up faster than any human I've ever seen to come back and look like he looks. Elijah Mitchell hurts himself 2 or 3 times a season. Knees. And when he does come back, looks like nothing ever happened. I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
I hope Kyle will have sense enough to use George Mason more next year, so he won't be able to run CMC in the ground or whatever.
Yeah. Well, pace him, Kyle. You don't have to run him every snap.
Just pace him, right? Yeah, right. A change of give a change of pace a little bit. Just give a change of pace.
Yeah,
and we also need to look at possible getting a replacement for Trent Williams, as you guys have probably already mentioned, because he's not getting any younger.
So, Brian, we do have to go though. Let me. I'll look for you Friday, and we'll continue. Lord knows what's going to happen between now and Friday. This could be a very interesting week, actually. All right, Brian.
All right, Ronbo. Shout out to you. Shout out to the faithful, and shout out to production. The law is finally out.
Thanks, fam. I always appreciate you, Brian. Have a great week.
All right, Ronbo. Take it easy.
Yeah. Hey, Tribe, you're always giving me grief about every other thing I say. You just said the dumbest thing ever. You said, who's finished? He had his best year 2 years ago when he was playing with the Rams. Tribe, Leonard Floyd had 10.5 sacks last year. What are you talking about? Hey, yo, Ellis, come on in.
Ron Bizzle.
Ellis, we're sitting around, we're looking at the rest of the league, and a lot of us are laughing. I'm going to reserve my laughter about the Cardinals because they're pretty much quiet, running a covert operation over there, so you don't know what they're doing. But I looked at the Seahawks and the Rams, and they're pretty much clear as to what they're trying to do. So, how do you think how do we stack up in the NFC West? Are we going to be still the guys that own it? Especially when you look at what just happened in the free agency period. What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, with the Seahawks getting that young coach who was heading that Ravens defense that was going crazy last season.
Yeah,
I see them McDonald. I see him doing some big things turning that team around. I mean, shit, they'll definitely be better than they were last year, and they'll probably be second place. We're still first place. It'll be a coin flip between the Rams and the Cardinals, but the Rams are probably, if they got Puka, they still got Cooper, Kupp, and they draft fairly well. You know what I mean? If I'm with mine, not being a hater, just being honest.
No, I agree.
They actually draft. They actually draft. They've even drafted better than we have
on a couple of occasions.
For being honest.
Yeah.
So let's just get the facts out there. But at the end of the day, we still end up being the better, of the four teams. I think we'll still maintain that first place position regardless.
Because it takes a few Band-Aids to make you just surpass the 49ers if you're in the NFC West right now. Because the Cardinals, the Cardinals they're in a 2-year. How long do you think it's going to be for the Cardinals to get that machine built? Because they're definitely working on it now. And another 2 seasons, I think. They got some, they got some work to do. They got a couple of players, but they, I don't know where they're at in the draft. They get the draft. Wait a minute, where do they draft in this year? Where do they got? What order? I don't know. It's got to be pretty
top
high.
10?
How many games did they win? Not many. What, they won 5?
Shit, maybe? I don't know. Less than 6.
I think you're right. They're in the top 10 for sure.
Yeah, so they could do some things in the draft. Get a wide receiver. Marvin Harrison will probably go in the top. He'll probably be like, I would say top 5, but top 7, 8, no more, no less.
Wait, who's that? Is that wide receiver?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah,
from Ohio State.
Yeah, he's a speedster. No, I'm talking about who's the kid from Fresno that broke the world record in the 40?
Fresno, you talking about Texas? Xavier Worthy?
Yeah, Xavier immediately had to sit
down
for
Texas
because he pulled. Oh, wait a minute, because Jack came in to talk about somebody from Fresno. Anyway, Xavier's not from Fresno. Okay. Is Jack? Is he?
Yeah, Xavier Worthy.
Maybe he's from Fresno. And went to Texas. Okay. Maybe that's what it is.
Okay.
Anyway,
I don't know, man. The big fast guy thing, I don't know. Like,
running back.
If you don't have the quarterback who's good to make good timing throws and can really work, with guys like that move fast, if you can't anticipate that speed and let the ball go at a certain velocity,
it takes time to get that timing down,
to meet that, then the timing is always and forever going to be off. And they're going to be getting jet sweeps and running bubble screens and shit like that, trying to get them outside. But that's he raised his draft stock, but we're not going for nobody like that. We got Danny Gray. Danny Gray is shut your ass up. we got Danny Gray, man. I'm tired of whatever's going on. He better get it together because this is his year. If not, then he'll be gone. We'll trade him for a box of Cracker Jacks, and we'll have to try again with finding a speedster. But Kyle's got to give him some opportunities, even with Ronnie Bell. He screwed up a couple of times. I think it was like 3 major screw ups on the season or something like that. That's really not a lot when you don't get barely shit for opportunities. I know, but it's not a lot when you get shit for opportunities, man. Like we gotta understand. Debo screws up. Ayuk drops passes. Kittle drops passes. Yeah. Christian fumbles. Brock throws interceptions. Yeah. They're always going to be imperfect moments. Yeah. So we got to let guys grow and get better. We got to give them opportunities. Okay. I think Ronnie Bell.
Ellis, where are you going to let him play, though? The question is, where are you going to put him? Who are you going to make sit down for Bell to get a rep?
Shit, just rotate him. When Debo's out, whatever. Incorporate him into the offense. Yeah. Shit, there's certain plays and packages where, Juwan Jennings is not necessary to be on the field, just like any other thing. Rotate him in and out like you do the linemen. like you do other players.
Oh, yeah.
Have him as a rotational player for certain plays. Okay, now he'll be good for this. You know what I mean? You got to, if he's Mr. Scheme It Up and Mr., OC, top offensive mind in the league. I mean, shit, it should be, this is nothing. You can do this in your sleep.
I got Chris Conley, too, though. You know what? The 49ers really have a dilemma when it comes to sharing that position. We got the 4 guys that are always going to play, or the 3, and then you got 3 other guys that you'd like to get in there. But you know how Kyle is? Kyle won't even let McCaffrey sit down. He just hates – Kyle does not like to rotate offensive players. He does not like to do it.
Well, and that's where he's going to continue to have pitfalls in his production overall as a coach. He's kind of on the he's better than a 500 coach now. But I mean, shit, he's been under 500, at 500, going back and forth for a while. But he still needs to continue to get those W's.
Yeah, please.
And win a Lombardi, Kyle. I mean, that's the ultimate.
Yeah.
Elijah. We still got Elijah Mitchell. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I no 3rd round running backs, no tight ends, Kyle. If they better be a 5th round or later if you're going to get one. The only wide receiver I want to see you get, or offensive player I want to see you get, is Xavier Legette from South Carolina. That's the only player I want to see, because when he gets out in the league, whoever picks him up, he's going to be an immediate impact player. So if you don't pick him up, don't get anybody else. Just get offensive linemen, get who you want to get on the defense. You got to get ready. Aaron Banks is going to be requiring a contract pretty soon. Trent Williams is on the wrong side of 30. Even if he does play 3 more seasons, 2-3 more seasons, we still need somebody to get, to be there under him. We got to get ready for the next 5 to 7 years.
And this year, not next year. We got to go, fam.
Period. Hell yeah.
I'll be looking for you Friday, as we do with E. Yes.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, fam. Thank you for the platform, as always.
All right, fam.
Shout out production. Man, shout out Tony. Shout out Donut, Tanisha.
Yeah.
Shout out Evan. Shout out Frank. Shout out the chat. Y'all know what it is.
Frank, with oil. Air fried, Frank. Air fried. All right.
Frank, yeah. Hey, Frank. I just did some salmon. I just did some salmon tonight, man. Some grilled salmon. With the it's a garlic parmesan. You know what I'm saying? It's one of my special recipes. So I got it cracking tonight, Frank. You know what I'm saying? Fish sandwich on me.
We got to go, Ellis. All right, fam. See you Friday.
Night. All right, go.
And King Baller says, bang, bang, we don't know the overtime rules, gang. How embarrassing. I don't ever want to hear anything like that again. Oh, my God. This can't be the real Rumelia. Tony Wright has a YouTube channel called Badlands Chugs. Now, wait a minute. That might be Rudy. Because Rudy and Tony have this. So, you know what? Rudy's got something going on with everybody, not just Tony. Rudy is annoying. Rudy, but thank you for your contribution. But you're still annoying. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Ronbo, how's your going, buddy?
Michael, happy St. Patty's Day. It's going okay.
Happy St. Patty's Day, you and your family, everybody in the 49ers family. Rams, happy beat-up day. You're not getting nothing. I'm talking congratulations to my daughter. She's telling the mirror right off. She's telling the Rams fans right off. She don't play. My daughter don't play. She'll put the Rams fans to rest.
Well,
she doesn't care.
You got to do it.
Has a mouth.
You got to do it.
Yeah,
she's celebrating the Super Bowl from 2 years ago, going on 3, and they're still acting like they just won it 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, like they just won it like 2 seconds ago. Please, that might be the last Super Bowl you're going to see for a long time, guys.
Oh, for sure. There's no doubt about that. That was lucky to get that one.
You might not even see. It might be the only Rams Super Bowl you'll see the rest of your life. You don't know.
Oh, I can guarantee. Yeah. For sure that's going to happen. Yeah. For sure. Unless they just were born yesterday. Yeah. It's a Ram fan. They're not going to see any catch up to the 49ers no matter what.
I mean, my daughter supports Tony Wright. She knows he's a good friend of mine. She supports 49 Empire. 49 Brian she supports. Oh, yeah, she supports you. Knowing that she's an Eagle fan, she's still going to protect the 49er family. Just over father.
Hey, Michael, you know that the Eagles picked, they killed it again. Free agency, they got the A.
But she says, you know what? Yeah, they did good in the free agency, but now let's see how they do on the field.
Yeah, because they did well last year, too, in free agency. They were the best in free agency last year. Howie knows what he's doing with free agency. They'll beat the Cowboys this year, though, no doubt about it.
Oh, Cowboys will be, yeah. She's just hoping that Tony Rand's Falcons knock out the Rams so they can't make the playoffs. If they knock them out in the playoffs, she will laugh. If they do that, I'll be celebrating.
The Falcons are going to knock a lot of people out. The Falcons are going to be tough this year. They got a veteran now. They already had offensive weapons. They just needed a quarterback that can work with them. They're going to be tough, no doubt about it. They win the NFC South.
I think you're going to go in the playoffs. I mean, I know Minnesota's not, but I think you're going to be one of those teams that are going to make the playoffs. I think you might be one of the teams that win your division. You could be the number 3 seed or 4 seed.
Who's going to beat them? New Orleans can't beat them. And who else? Carolina?
That's an easy win. The other one you might have a fight with is Baker Mayfield, Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay's going to be competitive. Tampa Bay and Atlanta will. It's between those two teams.
Those are the two will be competitive. Those are probably 2 playoff teams. One will probably win the division. One will be a wild card.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I see it.
Yeah.
And Rams will just stay home and play with themselves.
Yeah, you know.
They'll be Romero will be too busy eating Big Macs.
No, Michael.
And Jim Everett.
They'll be busy talking about. Well, we won in 2020. Was that 2021 or 2022? Listen, stop talking about that. Yeah. It's been 3 years. Yeah. You guys need to find something else to talk about.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot longer, guys. You'll see some more 49 Super Bowls coming up. Don't worry. They're due for them. I can feel it.
Hey, besides about the panty waist Rams, how do the Seahawks, how do they match up against the 49ers and the Cardinals? Everybody's concerned about the Cardinals. The Cardinals are awfully quiet. What are they doing?
I mean, they get the 4th pick. Yeah, the Cardinals get the 4th pick. They'll go after the Ohio State receiver. Yes, that's true. Now, the only way I can see something happen if a team moves up to number 3 that wants a receiver, you never know. I mean, there's teams out there that need receivers. You never know. Somebody might push up to number 3 to grab that receiver from Ohio State.
Why would they do that? The Cardinals, they could use another premier receiver. Hey, that Ohio State, is that the guy everybody's talking about? He goes to Ohio State?
He's great. He played great against Michigan when they had that championship game, Ohio State and Michigan. Yeah, he played great. He's good. And he's going to be good for Arizona. If he goes to Arizona, that's one good weapon they got. They got a good running back, good receiver. Maybe if you get a tight end later on.
I wish he'd retire, man. He's killing me, man. He's in our division at running back. Okay.
I'm a little nervous about Arizona. I mean, I'm not scared, but you know what? They're going to be competitive. They'll be maybe like a year or two. They'll be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They might do better than the Rams. I think the Rams might go down the basement.
It would make my year. Even if we don't.
Don't make my year, make my day.
No, we will still be pissed off about that. But even if we don't make the Super Bowl, although, you know what? One thing about us, Michael, if we're going to the playoffs, we're going to the NFC Championship game. And from there, as long as we don't get hurt, it probably is SB. We got to give the 49ers credit for that. They don't.
We'll be ready for this time.
They compete every year.
Mahomes. Yeah, and we can beat Mahomes. At least it shows us that we play great against them. It shows us that we can play with them. Now it's trying to hold them so they can't score and win the game. It's like holding them. You got to keep them back. We know we can play good with them. We can score. We can do whatever against them.
Can you not wait till regular season? We play them regular season this time. That's gonna be bad.
I hope it is early. I hope it's early when they're not ready for a beatdown. And the Rams, I hope it's early. Mm-hmm. And Rams, I hope it's prime time so I can sit there and just sit there and beat them. And then when I see Romero and Jim Everett, told you so. Where's the broom? We'll be sweeping you all the way back.
They made some additions. The Rams made a couple of additions. They made their offensive lines really going to be tough. They've got they spent $32 million on just the guards on that offensive line. And I thought to myself,
they're trying to build because they're building because they're afraid of us. They're afraid of us. That's why the Rams are trying to build.
And the 49ers. Yeah.
Oh, Stafford and Jimmy G, the 2 senior citizen homes. They're ready for retirement homes.
the bodies. Bam! Oh, there goes Stafford as anticipated.
What happened? Now imagine, Ronbo, if those 2 quarterbacks get hurt, who are the Rams going to call?
Hey, look, I'm glad you asked. His name is Stetson Bennett III.
And then I thought he was going to, and Ramirez said he's going to be the next Tom Brady. I guess Ramirez
was social media talking about Stetson Bennett could be the steal of the draft. What? Okay.
What? Then why did you pick up Jimmy G? Why did you pick up Jimmy G? Why you couldn't have this guy be a backup and groom him in behind Stafford? Because he's going to be the next Tom Brady. Ramirez, come on. What's under that brain? There's probably walnuts in that brain.
They want him to continue. They want Stetson to continue to back up. Keep back up.
I mean, Ronbo wouldn't even pick up Jimmy as a backup. He would have took that guy that looked at Tom Brady's next. Let him go. Let him play. Look, you see the 49ers, they did the same thing.
Stetson's going to be. You remember what we did to C.J. Beathard? Stetson's going to be their C.J. Beathard. They'll hang around. He'll hang around because he wanted Georgia. You can't get rid of a guy that wanted Georgia.
Yeah, he'll play tic-tac-toe on the freaking board. Yeah. If he's bored, he wants to get traded.
We got to go, Michael. I'll say hello to you, daughter. And we'll see you Friday.
I will, definitely will.
All right.
All right, boss. Have a good one. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you and your family, buddy.
Thanks, fam. You too. Night, Michael. And King Baller says Rams only have 200 fans. And by the way, those are Hollywood extras that are brought in each and every week to come in and look like they look and act. Because they're actors. Steven.
What's up, Ronbo?
Steven, you know, man, it's funny because I'm having this tongue-in-cheek conversation with y'all tonight because it's funny because I'm not afraid of the NFC West, what the other teams, but I wonder if anybody else is. I mean, Ellis brought some good points in, but when Papa Dragon says what he says, you know the rest of the NFC West is probably not going to bother us. Now, Steven.
No, NFC West isn't going to bother us not one bit. Aaron Donald's gone. Arizona traded away Hollywood Brown.
And gave him to who? Oh, my God. Hollywood went to Kansas City.
Really.
Huh?
I don't see him doing anything in Kansas City because we had the same hype around Kadarius Toney, and Kadarius Toney would literally give the ball away to the other team because he just felt like doing it.
They had Nicole Hardman. Hardman's fast too, but when Tyrese was there, Hardman was an afterthought. Okay, yeah, you know that's reassuring actually.
I do gotta say one thing though. Debo running his mouth, regardless of whether his emotions are, towards the organization, is not looking good.
I wish he'd stop.
It's looking like he might get traded, and this is why I say we should probably trade Debo now, is because the NFL hasn't really figured. Some people can say that, but the NFL hasn't really figured out that he is technically just a glorified running back. I mean, yeah, he does everything, but he's a very linear player. He's a very linear wide receiver. He'll run right through you, but you don't expect him to run, any routes. He won't do it. He'll do a great slant, but don't expect him to go deep, and don't expect him to, do a route.
Mm-hmm.
He'll come from the backfield if he has to, but that's all he is. He's a very linear player, very one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Does he block? Yes, but he cries about it a lot.
Well, because he's strong.
So you got his contract.
Yeah.
Well, he's got his contract, so it's like, man, look, you got your money, chill out. No one's bugging you about taking a pay cut. Everyone else is doing it. If you feel some type of way about it, that's because you feel that way. But don't be surprised. I will say this: don't be surprised if we trade him to the Ravens to get Isaiah Likely, which I am okay with because, like I said, two good tight ends that can catch and run routes, deadly. That's a very deadly combo. We would see an entire shift in the 49ers offense and what they can do.
Oh yeah, you got two tight ends, real elite tight ends like that. We've been looking for that for years, Steven. They've been looking for years. We just can't find it. And we had it with Jordan, the guy that got hurt that year, but we never could get them both on the field at the same time, and then they finally both got hurt.
Yep. So we have a chance. We have a chance of doing something crazy. It looks like we're looking more towards the draft for linemen, which is crazy to say, but I mean, hey,
you're gonna win you gotta win in the trenches. I like that.
Yep. So I'm okay with that. I'm like, hey, as soon as we get into the draft, if we get a couple of linemen, especially on that right side, we'll be A-okay. We'll be A-okay, because so far from what I've seen in the draft, and I think what other scouts have been noticing is that linemen that come out of the draft seem to do pretty well. Like if they're known for being a very powerhouse, offensive tackle
they
or left guard or right guard
at the pro level. That's true.
Yep. Look at Slater. Look at Panay Sewell. Look at who was another monster.
The guy Indy picked him up as a number 2 or 3.
Yeah, and he's been phenomenal. He's been phenomenal. Yeah. So it's like, I will say this though, I would not be surprised if they also picked up another quarterback, because it seems like that might happen because we don't have Sam Darnold. We kind of kept our one guy, but we have no one else to back him up after.
Yeah, no, he's not gonna. Well, I still know. We don't. How much can he play? And he played with the Bengals for a long time before they let him go.
Brandon Allen, he's mediocre. I'm not going to say he's terrible. He's not like, Josh Johnson. But,
Josh will never be forgotten, will he? We're never going to forget him.
No, he won't. No, he won't. And I feel like I'm ragging on him because maybe he didn't have enough time to, study. But at the same time, bro, you don't know how to fucking throw a ball either. So
I know as a backup, you're supposed to always be in ready mode. That's what you got to do. Even if you have to lie to yourself, believe you're going to get into the game. And Brandon Allen, he's the guy. You know what, Josh, man, that freaking completely out was just inexcusable for a player that's been in the NFL as long as. What were you scared of? It's not like you haven't seen that before. I couldn't understand that.
No, Ronbo, he's been on 14 different teams, and he's been in the NFL for 9 years. I'm like, God damn, bro. Like,
there's only 32.
So, I don't know, man. But I will say this. The teams I'm kind of watching right now are obviously the Texans, the Chargers, and don't sleep on the Chargers because, they let go of Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, but there's something cooking.
They're going to run. They're going to run a lot anyway.
Oh, yeah.
They got rid of Eckler too, which is really amazing.
Yep. So they're kind of hitting the reset button on their wide receiver court. Justin Herbert always said he wanted targets to throw to, so now Jim Harbaugh is going to look for those targets. Don't be surprised if he ends up picking up Brendan Rice, who is a goddamn good wide receiver.
But Steven, that's not Harbaugh's game. Jim, he wants to run the ball. I'm dying to see how they're going to work this out. And Greg Roman doesn't know anything about throwing the ball. He's going to run the quarterback to death, but Herbert's not going to be out there running.
Nope. It's going to be a whole different game plan. And I'm excited to watch, man.
Then why did Harbaugh hire Greg? We'll see. I can't wait to see how that works out.
Well, I'm also looking forward to seeing Detroit. They gave us a hell of a game last season, I'll tell you that.
Packers as well.
And then, you know who else? The Texans. Let's talk about the Texans.
I'm thinking NFC West. This team, Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers. The Texans are going to be just plain fun to watch. I can't wait to see them.
Oh, absolutely.
Who else?
I'm excited. I mean, they're basically the Niners of the AFC. How can you even fight?
Yeah, right.
And I'm excited to see D'Amico and McDaniels go at it. I'm excited to see Saleh and D'Amico go at it. That's gonna be fun. AFC is gonna be fun to watch.
I think the Dolphins take a step back. Why did the Jets get rid of one of the best pass rushers in the game?
I don't know, man. They're smoking crack over there, but I'm just glad
they must have a plan. That's unbelievable.
But you know what, man? It's going to be amazing. The next NFL season is going to be amazing. I feel like Niners, John Lynch, and Kyle Shanahan, they're slow cooking. They're looking at something towards the draft. They're obviously going to get some linemen, but it looks like they might also pick up some receivers. They're good in the running back room. They have McCaffrey. They have Elijah Mitchell. They also have Debo, if you want to count him too, and they have Jordan Mason. And Jordan Mason, outside of that, he's only had one fumble.
I know.
Has anyone noticed? Hear me out on this. Has anyone noticed that Jordan Mason is a really good third down conversion running back? When you need to punch it through, he is that guy.
Never fall and never gets knocked back ever. Steve, we gotta go though. It's getting late. I'm gonna tell you what. I'll see you Friday and see what develops between now and next weekend. This is that intense time of the year where little strange things happen suddenly. All right.
Like I said, don't be surprised if Debo ends up getting traded. He might get traded on June 1st, or Brandon Ayuk might get traded. Who knows?
All right.
Be a crazy game.
All right, Steve. Good. Give my best, Mrs. Steven in Little Rome. All right, fam. See you Friday.
All right, Ronbo. Have a good night.
Thanks. You too. Where that Brian says, okay, you know, Brian, thanks for the contribution. I'll let you guys read that one from 49er Brian. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to read it. I don't disagree with it. Oh, here he is. Hey, yo, Jalen!
Ronbo Ellis was right. Boy, are we something to be coming up in here constantly trying to troll other teams, considering Kyle Shanahan has lost 2 Super Bowls. I mean, Ronbo.
They're blaming him for that one in Atlanta, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, he lost 2 as a head coach and 1 as a coordinator. So, I mean, Ronbo, that's no coincidence. This man has been in 3 Super Bowls and has been on the losing team of all 3. I just don't think I don't think we're going to be able to win one with him.
Okay, but he's not the first coach that went through that. Look at Andy Reid now. Andy Reid's considered one of the greatest of all time. Andy Reid used to get his butt beat every year, too. So, you know, sometimes it's just one of those things.
In the Super Bowl, Ronbo?
I don't remember him
even beating the Super Bowl.
Andy got to the championship games and things like that. But he just couldn't get past the
NFC Championship. But damn it, don't get all the way to the Super Bowl and lose.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I want to get there, though.
Different. Come on, you both know losing in the championship and losing in the Super Bowl is 2 completely different things.
Well, not really. I mean, the thing is, I'm just saying, you've got to get to the Super Bowl in order to win it. Now, if I can't get there every year, I'm gonna be madder than this.
Ronbo, when was the last time the Giants were good?
I think Jim
when
Thorpe
was the last time the Cardinals were good? Like, Ronbo, a lot of these teams.
I just remember the Giants were good in 2013. They beat us because Kyle Williams and his feet. Yeah, go ahead.
Ronbo, since Kyle Shanahan has been head coach of the 49ers, we've had to worry about maybe 4 teams. Not even worry. Like, Ronbo, the NFC hasn't even been competitive. I mean, like,
it's always going to be competitive. I mean, did you see the Lions and the Packers looking like that? There's always surprises.
The Lions just got good last year. What were the Lions looking like in 2019?
Yeah.
I mean, since 2017, consistently, Kyle Shanahan has had to worry about the Cowboys and maybe the Eagles.
All right, Jalen, who do you want for your coach?
What do I want? I want them to win a ring, I wanted last year.
No, I'm just saying. Give me some candidates.
As a person, hey, I wouldn't mind having Bill Belichick. If not Bill Belichick, I'll take the Lions offensive coordinator, and not the Lions offensive coordinator. I'll take the Cleveland Browns defensive coordinator.
Yeah, because he beats Kyle all the time. Well, you know, Jed can only sit around and let this happen a couple more years, though. So,
I mean, yeah, Roma, what if he loses another Super Bowl? What do we say?
I don't know. That would be 3.
Do we just say, hey, at least we got there?
No, you know, I never say that. I want to get there, and then anything could happen. And like what happened, Luda's feet out in the way of a ball that if you calculated the odds, my God, those would have been hit Luda in the leg from that distance,
Ronbo,
a kick. And instead of Ray just falling on the ball, no, Ray-Ray's got to try to pick it up. These things are out of Kyle's control. I don't just say it like you said, like Kyle put Ray-Ray out there. He put Luda out there.
He put up 10 points. He had 10 points. The offense didn't do anything. Forget the fumble. Yeah. Forget the fumble. Why was his offense stagnant the entire playoffs?
Jalen,
we steady talking about this fumble.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about the errors that caused that game. Jalen, when was the last time you saw a high score? When was the last time you saw a high-scoring Super Bowl?
Super Bowl last year.
Who was in it?
The Chiefs and the Eagles.
Oh yeah. Well, neither one of them was playing defense there. But that's an outlier. Usually the games are always close, you know. And the Chiefs ran away and left us in that Super Bowl we played at the end of the game. But defenses they have forever to prepare for that Super Bowl. That's why the offense rarely gets crazy in the Super Bowl. That's why they say
not with those weapons,
wins championships.
Ronbo, not with these weapons. Not with Christian McCaffrey. Not with Debo. Not with Kittle. Not with Ayuk. Not with all these weapons. Not with all these weapons. If we was Ronbo, if Kyle Shanahan was bringing the 20th ranked offense and the 14th ranked defense in the Super Bowl, man, I said, man, damn it, Kyle, you do it every year, man. Congratulations.
Yeah.
But you got the first ranked defense.
Do you know that's what the Chiefs
and
came in
the
with?
second ranked offense. You have the best roster in the league.
It's embarrassing. I agree. Do you know the Chiefs were
ranked
low?
Mad because you have the best roster.
I'm telling you, it's luck as well as everything else because the Chiefs rated statistically. Go look at the Chiefs stats of last year. You'll start crying. I'm not going to tell. Listen, Pam, I'm going to tell you what. I wouldn't recommend it, but go look at the Chiefs stats down through the year and the team that they beat us. It's ridiculous. Oh, the Chiefs did not have any categories where they were dominant, and they still beat us. That's, oh, my God. Oh, no.
Ronbo, I was worried when the offense was so bad the entire first half through the playoffs. I was worried. Oh, my God. I mean, at this point, Ronbo, what are we expecting? What are we hoping for next year? What are we hoping for?
Get the Super Bowl and win it?
Oh, my God. I don't want to Ronbo.
It's going to be all right. We got to go because I want you to lay down.
I can't handle
something
the
to drink,
Super Bowl
and just relax. You'll be okay. All right. Tell you what, I'm gonna see you next Friday, and we'll have some answers for you by next Friday. Jalen, I'm telling you, I'm worried about you.
The 90s 49ers sound like Wonderland, man. Like, it doesn't sound real to me.
Body is Wonderland. Jalen, I'm telling you, just stay patient.
It's like the Garden of Eden.
We got to go, Jalen. I'll see you Friday. You know, it's not funny, but the way Jalen carries on of it, I feel bad for him because he's too young to have seen what happened. And now he's at the age, now his patience have worn completely out. Hey, Justin.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Justin, long time no see, man.
Yeah, it's been a while. Man, I remember those 90s Super Bowl teams.
Yeah. Tell Justin about it because he's just, the guy's a basket case. I don't know what to tell him.
Man, what I tell him is those were the glory years and we went through it. My God, Ronbo, like, let's talk about this. Like, I can do this. What do you want to talk about right now? Pick a subject.
I was talking about. Well, okay. Tell you what, the Kyle Shanahan. This is the dilemma to me. You know, people want Kyle Shanahan gone, but I'm not always for just throwing a coach away when he gets to the level Kyle does. Now, if I get another coach, he may not get to that level. You can't win the Super Bowl unless you get there. Just your thoughts on that.
Okay, Kyle Shanahan is the problem and isn't the problem. That's what makes the delineation so conflicting. It really does. Because he is and isn't. He has built this team in such a way that we were starved for years. We've all lived through the Chip Kellys and the Jim Tomsulas and all that. Right? We've lived through that, but we can't get where we need to be. And who do we point the finger at? Do we point it at John Lynch? Do we point it at Jed? Or where it really needs to go is at Kyle.
Elaborate.
He does so well at so many things in terms of roster construction, in terms of assembling who we have, how we got there. But does he actually deserve all the credit? Do we know that answer?
You know
Nobody
what?
does.
No. It's a great roster. It took a while to build it. You got to give them 70% of that credit. They're the ones who execute the plays, and they get it done. But who gave them that plan, though?
Okay. You just said 70%.
Yeah, that's always the case. If a success is going to depend on how the players can execute and get it done.
Okay. I live in a world where I vibrate on 100%.
All right.
So I give you 70%. Where's the other 30 come from? Who gets that? Is it Adam Peters?
Oh, yeah. Now, that 10% goes to Adam. Actually, he helped build that team. Did an outstanding job. John Lynch, he doesn't get enough love, but he has something to do with it, and it kind of gets the last 10%. You know what, though? Kyle should probably get 20%, and the other guys can split the rest. Because Kyle's out there putting them together and making them work and do what they do. They can't make mistakes, so, Justin, that's the only thing. And they make mistakes sometimes at key points in the games.
You cannot make those bad decisions lest we forget about those scouts who found some of these players. I heard a conversation the other day about where would you take Dre and Fred if they were being drafted today, right? Okay, so neither here nor there, right?
Yeah.
Neither here nor there. But where would they have been drafted and who found them? Well, again, it doesn't really matter. The point of the whole conversation is, what does Kyle actually do? He yells at wide receivers, he puts them in doghouses, and he does this. But what does he actually do? That's one side of it. The other side of it, the flip side of it is, man, he holds it all together. So it's like, I'm very conflicted as a fan, a hardcore fan, where I don't understand. I don't know. Ask me what Kyle does. I don't know. Ask me what Kyle doesn't do. Again, I don't know. So I'm sitting over here and I'm just wondering.
Paradox. Yeah.
Man. We don't know. We don't know.
But Justin, what we do know is you just mentioned those names: Tom Sula, Chip Kelly. We know what they did, and Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh was such a motivator. The guy could get guys to run through a brick wall for him. Well, that works only for so long, and that's why Jim Harbaugh has a shelf life usually on his residency. But you know what? I do appreciate the way the team has functioned and how it's been built for this particular 49er team. We've had some bad breaks, Justin. I still believe in that the 49ers should have won a couple of those Super Bowls. And this goes all the way back to Harbaugh.
But they didn't.
Why did we lose that?
But they didn't. It always goes back to that. It was bad play calling. But in Jim Harbaugh's case, he didn't call the plays.
Greg Roman
except
did.
That. Yep. And we all know how it went. Michael James, my God. And then 3 straight passes to Crabtree, we all know.
And why, when you have one of the best running backs of all time, it's the same thing the Hawks did.
And then you don't give it to Frank. Even Harbaugh said it, and when he talked to Mayoko.
Yeah.
He admitted to, I wish I'd have handed the ball off to Frank. Yeah, well, I wish I was 8 foot tall. I mean, I don't know.
We played the NBA and dominated.
I mean, I could have done all kinds of things. I wish. Man, what was that song from the 90s? I wish.
Yeah. I wish I was a ball. I wish I was. You know what, though?
The shot caller. Hell yeah.
These are, but this is what we really pisses everybody off is you don't learn from the mistakes you made before. Now, it can't happen again. He can't lose in the same way.
Says who? He's already done it twice. 3 times if you want to go back to the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
4 times if you want to count the NFC Championship game.
Oh, God, I don't want to count that one too, though. God, it's bad.
No. Man, it all gets bad. Like you start stacking it, and then that's my point, is you turn back and reflect, and you go, well, damn.
Yeah.
How?
Justin, pleasure. I tell you, we're going to go. And get back in here as soon as you can. I'll be back next Friday. Let's do this again. This is fun.
I like talking to you, Ronbo.
Thanks, Justin. Have a great night.
Always a pleasure. Let's have a good time.
Thanks, fam. And happy St. Patty's Day.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
see you next week. All right.
Yes, sir.
Man, we're gonna win it next time. I just know it. Well, oh, here he is. Well, it's a big show. So we were just talking about you a few minutes ago.
I heard.
That's just brought you this late, isn't it?
Press 1 if you want to talk to the big show.
You know, there's been some counterpoints tonight's show that went right up your alley, though, because you have Justin saying, why is Kyle Shanahan, who do you blame for what's happening? And there's no real answer for that. You can go round and round about that a long time. Then you have Jalen that says, why do we keep doing this over and over? That's the definition of insanity, as some people say. And you have Ellis saying, we got a lot of nerve coming in here, trolling other teams. Big Show, it's your turn. Where are you going to go?
To quote a former president, I don't know which one it was either Roosevelt or somebody, the buck stops with the coach.
Yeah, you got to blame the guy on top. The guy in charge is the one. It's true.
But tonight, that's not what I'm talking about. Tonight is going to be me talking about bringing you back down to reality, which I need to sometimes do because you sort of live in the clouds a little bit.
Yeah.
Ronbo, just because we had a great year last year doesn't mean it's just going to carry into this year.
Yeah, no, I'm aware of that, and that's my fantasy.
Every year.
Here comes show to destroy that. Okay, go ahead.
And not only that, number one, health is never on our side.
Ever.
Number two, you always have to worry about up-and-coming teams.
Yeah.
Like the Rams, whether people want to believe it or not, they're a young and up-and-coming team with a pretty good quarterback still.
They did surprise me.
They juiced up their offensive line, which we have yet to refuse to do. They have an up-and-coming receiver in Puka Nacua.
That's true.
Who's eventually going to take over Cup's spot when he eventually calls it.
Why can't you have them both?
Cup's
going to leave soon.
Just because Aaron Darnold left doesn't disqualify them from making the playoffs or
you know how many games Aaron Donald?
I don't know.
Aaron Donald wins 5 games for them a year if they win 5. You know, easily.
They'll find a replacement in the draft, and
there's no replacement.
They'll do just fine.
Yeah.
Right. There's pretty good defensive linemen that can fall their way at 19. That dude from Florida State, Frisk, who's really good, can fall their way. A couple of dudes from Clemson.
Yeah.
Texas, Murphy can fall, and then dude from Illinois can fall to them, so they'll be just fine.
And they do draft.
Number 2, the Arizona Cardinals, you definitely got to worry about. And number 3, don't discount Seattle just because they have a new head coach.
McDonald?
You never count out a team just because they have a new head coach, you know?
McDonald. That guy's defense, he is one of the reasons why the Ravens had the defense they had. I'm not dissing him at all.
Kyle Shanahan has a tendency to shoot himself in the foot a lot, and
yeah,
you got to worry about that too. You know, like these guys are getting older. There's no telling how the morale is going to be this coming year after losing a Super Bowl with a stacked roster and being the talk of the town all year.
I'll never forget it as long as
and those are the factors that are going to end up probably costing us the West. You know?
Yeah.
You got to keep those in mind. Like, you can't just think everything's lollipops and roses and unicorns every year just because we have a good roster. That's not that's.
Yeah, but so you know, I can't be thinking about to sleep on a bed of nails every night. And I can already hear you singing, I lay down on a bed of roses. I mean, so you make it seem too dark. There's no light at all in your room, though. See,
it's not dark. It's the truth.
Well, you said that last year too. We weren't supposed to do as well as we did. In fact,
and you didn't believe me last year, and look what happened.
Well, I mean, we got all the way to we got to the big dance. We just screwed up.
Yeah, and then we lost. We might as well not have been there.
No argument there. We got mistreated. We were put on a bad field. I got all the excuses. I could take 20. I can take 2-3 hours giving you the excuses. But you're right. It's got to stop.
And you had mentioned earlier you wanted to get into the top 15, top 10 picks. Like, in order to do that, you have to trade Brandon Ayuk, Ronbo.
or Debo.
There's no way they're going to trade up again and make the same mistake they did in 2021.
So, as the conversations pick up as we go toward the draft, it's going to be very interesting to see exactly what the 49ers do. You could be onto something. I'm not going to bend that point. I think you could be onto something. Ayuk's going to be very expensive. They're going to look for another wide receiver.
Yep, you can't pay him $28 million, $25 million a year and pay Debo $28 million a year also. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, we've been talking about that for the last couple of seasons, too.
Because eventually you're going to have to pay Brock Purdy. I mean,
yeah,
$40 million, $45 million a year.
Legitimate quarterback that's going to require Dak Prescott kind of money.
So that's kind of what I wanted to bring up tonight, like just kind of bring you back down to reality a bit, because not every season not every good season always carries over into the next season. So
I just think it was just plain mean. I mean, I was having a good time here, and all of a sudden you come in with scaring me with the facts. I mean, I can't believe you did that.
All right, fam, take it easy. Shout out to everyone. Y'all have a great night.
You too, show. I'll see you next Friday. All right. See, I wear the Homer glasses a lot, but what we got here is plenty of people that'll bring you right back down to earth. Tony, come on, Tony will cheer me. Hey, Tony, ATL, Tony.
Ronbo, good evening. How are you?
I told you it was a wonderful evening until we've had to address some of the things that are absolutely true. But Tony, I can't see football. I love football. I love the 49ers. I can only see through red and gold glasses most of the time. So I refuse to be bent in a direction that's going to make me feel pain and anxiety and depression.
Ronbo, who's the caller a couple callers back? Who's the caller a couple callers back? The young man, he wants Kyle Shanahan gone. He lets you know it every time he calls. Yeah.
Jalen makes it. Jalen sounds so sad, though. I said, Jalen, it's not as bad as all that. I mean, we could be like, what are some of the teams that are just, you can see they have no future? I mean, the Carolina Panthers, we're not in that boat. I'm grateful for those kind of things. I mean, I'm not satisfied like some people. You're satisfied with taking second heat and losing. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's not easy to win a Super Bowl. Only one team can win that thing every year. It is hard as hell to do. But we get there and we compete for it. And unfortunately, the weirdest things happen, but still, and you know about it. You were with Kyle Shanahan when he got you all the way there and found a way in the fourth quarter to lose. So,
Yeah. Well, I don't think New England or New Orleans has a bright future.
See?
That's just my opinion. I'm happy about the New Orleans thing.
A lot of people would share that opinion. The Saints got a problem. As soon as Sean Payton, they left
New England's definitely got a problem.
Oh, God, it's deep set, too. The Raiders might be on the rebound. Maybe. It depends on who they draft as a quarterback. The Chicago Bears, right? What the hell's going on with that? What did they do,
they're
Tony?
up and coming.
What? You think so? Why are they collecting quarterbacks? I don't understand.
Oh, well, they finally traded Justin Fields. I don't know if you heard yesterday.
Yeah, they're going to trade him.
Yeah. So they got a 6th-round pick that's conditional. It can go up to a 4th-round pick, depending on Fields' playing time.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that. What I'm trying to figure out is, and you talked about this a little bit a couple shows back, why, maybe it's the sign of the times, why is it when a trade is made that the player's trade is being devalued? Because now these trades are happening for 4th, 5th, and 6th round picks now, Ronbo. You notice that? No matter who the player is.
Yep.
Matt Ryan went for a couple third round picks.
And whoever gave you that pick, you better be glad I went up that high, because you can call around all you want to. I'll be waiting for you to call back. You're right. Picks, players have become, like you said, because of the money thing. It's a cap, Tony. Until they revise that whole thing, you're going to see this, because nobody's giving up any draft picks. They want to get that kid that doesn't cost any money, and you can move along for 4 years. You got a 4-year window, and with a quarterback, that's so scary. Oh, that's scary.
Yeah. Like with Calvin Ridley, we should at least got a 2nd-round pick, but it was a 3rd-round pick that could have been a 2nd-round pick if they re-signed him, like we talked about. And, of course, they didn't resign us, so we got a third-round pick out of it.
Yeah. You know, nobody gets
that should have been no lower than a second-round pick.
Yeah. The last first-round pick given up was for who? Was that Carson Wentz and Jared Goff? I mean,
Maybe.
as far as trading,
I have to research it.
Yeah, it wasn't so long ago, but it was long enough ago that it's starting to become a long time between people just giving up first-round picks.
Yeah, and it's like they're giving up. Oh, we got him for a sixth rounder or a fifth rounder, like it's nothing. I'm like, wow, that's all they got. If I had $5 for every time I said, man, that's all they got. Man, that's all they got. I'd be rich.
Yeah. Well, the 49ers won't do it again anytime soon. That lingering effect from what they did. See, it's fear factor too, Tony. That's got to be part of it.
Yeah. It's true. And Niner Empire in the chat, I know y'all been seeing my comments. I'm going to say it live now. Aaron Donald retired because the Rams wouldn't trade him. He asked to be traded. He said these exact words: "I cannot work under these conditions anymore. I want to be traded like Jalen Ramsey. I want to be traded like Von Miller. Y'all trade me, or I'm going to have to leave." The Rams thought he was bluffing, and then we found out the other day he wasn't bluffing.
That's so easy to believe too, because Aaron saw the writing on the wall. The Rams aren't going anywhere this year. They may do well and competitive, and may get into the first round of the playoffs, even like they did last year. But beyond that, there is not a hope in the world. So
no, they won't do well this year. That defense is not going to be that good. Hey, remember this. You know how it is when a team loses their offensive coordinator, their defensive coordinator. Like the year after we went to the Super Bowl, we hired Steve Sarkisian, who did a good job, but our offense kind of struggled. Our defense finished 8th in the year in 2017 when we lost to the Eagles in the divisional round. Our offense had a big setback. The Rams lost both their offensive and defensive coordinators, so stay tuned.
Look what happened to the Eagles, lose all them coordinators. Rams, what are you thinking, Rams people? It's not going to happen. You guys can come in, you're going to learn a new defense. That's why Aaron Donald says, oh, hell no. Look, hey, I need to be traded. Let me out of here now. Come on now, because I've given all the best years of my life, and I deserve this. Well, Aaron, we ain't giving you Jack.
They said you either play for us or you play for nobody. He said, okay, see ya. Yes, sir.
That's just so wrong on so many levels. The Players Union ought to go in and see if they can get something done about that. If a player's paid a certain amount of years in the NFL and he has to be traded, it probably should be allowed to do so. And if he
Ronbo, that AFC North is going to be tough again, just like I said, all of 2023.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson going to, because Pittsburgh got some players. Now you got Joe Burrow coming back. T. Higgins is mad because they franchise tag him. He wants to be traded. I don't think they're going to trade him. I think they're going to just pay him the $21 million for that, on their franchise tag. I hope he reports.
21.
Got Baltimore coming back
right now. 21.
I think it's 21. Yep. For that 1 year. But Mike Brown plays hardball. He ain't gonna trade him.
No, T. Higgins is too much a part of their success. They already got rid of the running back, which I still don't understand. So when teams do these things, Tony, I always wonder what is the plan? Because what you just did seems like you just knifed yourself in the chest.
Hopefully, in this case, it is knifing yourself in the chest because next year, guess who else's contract is up? Jamar Chase is the other receiver.
Oh, man. And maybe
so something's going to have to give. Something's got to give.
Jamar gets – it'll be 25 to 30 next year, right? Isn't it already that? What's Justin Jefferson going to get paid? This is what the problem is. Teams can no longer afford to keep a whole team intact with the salary cap not expanding any more than it did. Now, they expanded – they were generous this year. But unless they really open that cap up – they're going to destroy a few teams every year.
I think part of the problem is what they're paying these quarterbacks.
And that's number one.
That's a big part of the problem. Yeah, man.
Tony, what are you going to tell Dak Prescott? He comes in, sits down, you're Jerry Jones. What are you going to tell him? Well,
I can't believe that.
You know how much animosity is going to be in the ranks of that team. If Dak goes in and gets $60 million, Mika, CD, everybody else on that team, it's of the most elite players. You know, that's why we can't win no games. Dak's got all the money, and he ain't doing jack. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to ask
DeMarcus Ware.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to ask them to trade it and see what they say.
DeMarcus Ware.
Yeah, DeMarcus is due.
Yeah, because it's getting ridiculous, Ronbo, with these quarterbacks. Don't you think they should have like a certain amount, like a cap, a guideline for each position, and stay within that guideline?
Or judge by something other than what they're judging. But Tony, we got to go. I gotta go do something. Production statement that we got to shut it down. But listen, let me see you Friday, and let's not get off this subject. I want to get back on this. I love that. What should they do is absolutely right. What the hell should they do with quarterbacks? It'll be $100 million before you know it. Oh my God, a year.
Ronbo, give me some names on Friday. I know you said Bakersfield where the Rams can be shipped to because Harbaugh wants them out of there. He wants that lease up. He don't even want the rent money no more. Just get out.
I'm glad you asked me. I'm gonna come up with some places too. I've already done this online. I gotta go. I'll look for you Friday. All right. Have a great night.
All right, Ronbo. Great show as always.
Thanks,
and I'll see you Friday. So
looking forward to it.
All right.
Night. As a matter of fact, all of us think of places where the Rams could go. They've already, oh my God, this is such fun stuff. I look for the most remote towns out in the desert. They're already on the desert anyway. Move them to the Baja and have the Mexican bandits out there robbing them every few minutes. Hey, Gringo. I told you to come out here, man. I don't like your team. Give me all your money. Now. Fam, I can't wait to see you Friday. Come up with some places we're going to move the Rams. Tony, I love it. Oh, thanks for now I got myself broken up. Thanks, fam. For the contributions, please subscribe so we can find you next time we get ready to have some more fun. And hit like. And I'll see you Friday. Have a great week. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Don't overdo it. Niners!